WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Weather. I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Mostly cloudy skies for this afternoon, but there may be a few breaks in the clouds, a little sun on and off. It's cool, though. We'll see a high of 70 degrees. 52 tonight under mostly cloudy skies. And Saturday, mostly cloudy as well. Again, a chance of a little peak of sun in the afternoon and a little warmer than today with highs in the mid-70s.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit Newcomb & Company. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones is up 220 points to 38,306. Market update brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to the Good Feet Store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities. Hour of the Drive brought to you by Sanford's Strawberry Jammin'. Saturday, May 11th, downtown Sanford, starting at the Farmers Market, where it'll be all things strawberry flavored, plus live music, kids' activities, food trucks, vendors, and more.
Back for Burns. Burns a shot, he scores! Now here's a chance, a long drive, rebounds up front. Andersen makes the save! First it's Barzell, then the follow-up on Dobson. They'll lay it back, Orlov looks for a lady, shoots, he scores! Quick shot, they'll score! Sebastian Romanov coming in, Mr. Andersen! Are you kidding me? The windmill of greatness!
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Happy Friday to you all. I'm Tim Donnelly, Dennis Cox producing the show.
We made it.
Last night was one of those nights.
Oh, it's a great night.
I hope you double screened it if you could. You got the hockey game on one side. You got the NFL draft on the other side. The Panthers were polite enough to not make any trades and get into the first round till the hockey game had been done, and you were able to digest it.
I appreciate them for that.
It all just worked.
Thank you, Dan. Dan Morgan.
Yeah, appreciate it, Dan and Dave. So the Canes were able to get done with their win. They won the game. Well, let's get the bare bones of it out. They won the game. The Canes are ahead 3-0 in their first-round series against the Islanders. They won on the road, which, by the way, for those of you, I watched a little bit on both broadcasts. Mm-hmm. The old national broadcast, they loved pointing out that the Canes were 3-10 on the road over the past few seasons in the playoffs.
But here's what they failed to mention. Failed to mention. Is that in 2022, 6 of those losses came in that one playoff because against Boston in the first round, they won in 7 games. They won the 4 at home, lost the 3 on the road, and then against the Rangers, they lost all 3 games on the road at Madison Square Garden, and then of course they lost Game 7 at home at PNC. But we're not diving into 2022. But it's like, yeah, provide a little context here.
And I'm pretty sure they won 2 out of 3 at the Islanders last year.
They did.
So what are we talking about
including
here?
The series clincher? What's your point?
So they won the game. That was unnecessary. They were the better team on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
But did they slam the door? Yesterday, our whole conversation leading up to the Canes-Islanders Game 3 was the game wasn't about anything but killer instinct, right? If you lost last night, you're going to win the series. We both Dennis, we had Jamie Hirsch on, everyone we've talked to, right? Once you win Game 2 the way you won Game 2, the series was all over except for the formality of finishing it. But Game 3 was about stepping on their throat. It was about slamming the door. Did the Canes slam the door? Or was it more of a politely shutting of the door? Was it kind of like, oh, excuse me, sorry, can you take a step back? I'm just going to shut this. Appreciate you. We'll see. I'm just going to turn in. Have a good night. Click. That's what it seemed like to me. It was not a slamming of the door by any stretch. It was very much a polite, like, ooh, if you keep stepping close to me, I'm going to keep stepping back. Like, oh, sorry, didn't realize you were sitting there. That's what it felt like to me. When you get 2 goals in the first period from your 2 monster defensemen, Burns and Orlov, and you're up 2-0, felt like it should have been a little bit less stressful of a win. I really like that when they climbed within one, Aho extended it, but I kind of don't want him to have to. Right? The insurance goals, I like them as like, third and fourth insurance. I don't say, hey, we got to get to a multi-goal lead here. So you get another shot at it, Game 4 on Saturday. Please slam the door, right? Don't let the door hit you where the something splits you.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's my question, and here's where this all stems from. Because there's many of you probably right now going, they're 3-0. They haven't lost in the postseason. I get it. But I want to ask you this. If the Canes played like they played in the first 3 games, like the 3 games they've played against the Islanders, how many of those 3 are wins if they're playing against the Florida Panthers? How many of those 3 are wins if they're playing against the New York Rangers? If they're playing against a team that is more on their level, and no disrespect to the Islanders and the turnaround under Patrick Roy and everything else they have going on, but they're not on the level of the Canes this year.
They're not.
If you're playing someone more on your level, is what you've put on the ice the first 3 games enough let alone be 3-0. Is it enough to be ahead 2-1? Is it enough to be leading or are you down 1-2? Are you even down 0-3? Because that's what you're compared against. Right? The moment we start talking about the first round is in the bag, right? The moment we start talking about that dramatic 30 minutes, that really dramatic last 3 minutes that gave you the win in Game 2, all but sealed it, I'm looking towards the next series. And I'm looking at, is what you're putting on the ice enough to win the next series? And if not, right, and it's by all means possible that you play better in the second round than the first round. However, it's maybe logic would be that you'd play better against a bad team than a good team. And not Islanders bad, but you know what I mean, just comparatively. If you're going to convince me that you're going to play better in the second round, what are you going to do better? Who's going to play better? Who's going to step up? Your goalie's already playing well. Definitely played well last night, Freddie. And we'll talk about it.
He was awesome.
Eat the amount of humble pie that I should for that one. Although I don't maybe Piotr does it too. But your goalie's playing well. Your top guys are playing fairly well. What is it? Jarvis, Aho, Gensel combined for 10 points in 3 games. That's about as good as you can hope for.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting goals from your defensemen. Like, there's a lot going well, except for the completeness of your games haven't necessarily been there. So who's going to play better? Right? If you're going to tell me second round's going to be better, who's going to play better and then act upon it, right? And then you have to actually do it. Because I'm again, and I've used this example in the past. Yes, I did grow up a New York Mets fan, so maybe there's a part of me just embedded deep in my sports fandom where even when things are going well, I'm looking around going, what am I missing?
So you're jaded. Got it.
Just like I found $100 bill. I bet it's counterfeit. There is a part of that in me, perhaps.
When do you get arrested?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to spend this, and I'm going to get in trouble. The Canes are up 3-0. I want to make sure that it's not a 3-0 against the Islanders. That would be an 0-3 against the Rangers. And if we acknowledge that's the needle they're threading, how do you make it so you're playing better in the next round? How are you making it so you're playing even better in the following round? And then acting on it, right? Then Rod has to push the right buttons and the right rotations, and the players have to step up in the right moments, all of it. Because right now I tweeted this out as soon as he scored yesterday. Sebastian Aho is the most underrated superstar in the NHL. And his 2 goals over the last 2 games have been so unbelievably well-timed. They've been that goal that they've needed. It's incredible. I don't know if you should need Sebastian Aho scoring that goal in 2 out of 3 games against the Islanders. Now, if he has to, be clutch in some of these later series. I'm fully expecting him to do so, and I'm fine with needing it. But you can't sit here and say the Canes are so obviously the better team against the Islanders and then be okay with them so obviously and often in these like kind of stressful endings.
Yeah, stressful ending, but you're going to have them. It's the playoffs. You're going to have them. Like, expect them. This isn't like a regular season game on the road in Columbus.
No, but the Canes aren't a regular first, 2 seed in the division either. They're the betting favorite against a team who halfway through the year this year looked like they weren't going to be anywhere near the postseason.
Yeah, and you know what? Over the course of 3 games, the Carolina Hurricanes have controlled majority of those 3 games. Like, if you put the 180 minutes together, they've controlled the most.
Like 94?
More than that, I'd say. More than that. I mean, honestly, the third period push by the Islanders was expected yesterday. Rod talked about it. Obviously, it didn't go the way Carolina planned, but they handled it. And then they locked it down defensively at the end when they needed to, when the Islanders poured their goaltender. I mean, you got to think, Carolina chased Sorokin yesterday. Like, they chased Sorokin yesterday. Like, they had a pretty good start. They had a really good start in Game 2. I know the 2 goals at the end of the first period, but for about of the 60 minutes, they controlled 52 of them. For a playoff game, that's pretty damn good.
Or the opposite side of that is the Islanders have Sorokin, who's lost it right now, and the Canes won by 1. Right? It's one of the best players, if not the best player on the Islanders, had to be pulled. And I'm just pointing out that you're not playing the Islanders next round. So don't get comfortable playing the level of hockey you're playing right now.
Yeah.
3-0 can lead to comfort.
They shouldn't be content. Far from it. They should not be content.
That's my point right there. Don't be content with the way you're playing. I want Kuzi after Game 1 vibes, where he's like, we don't celebrate this. 1 win. There were points in that first period was unacceptable, or second period, whatever he said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the vibe I want. What are we celebrating 3-0 for? Right? That whatever period of this game and whatever period of last game and whatever period of the first game were unacceptable. Until we play a full game, no celebrations. Minimal celebrations.
And no celebration until you hoist a cup.
Minimal celebrations.
That's it.
Game 2 was celebration worthy because of the adrenaline, but minimal celebrations. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The other thing that took place last night that I'd say we were expecting the Canes win. We're not expecting the Panthers to trade into the end of the first round and draft a wide receiver. We're going to talk about the Panthers trading up for Xavier Legette. Legette.
He confirmed that earlier today.
He confirmed it earlier today. Xavier Legette from South Carolina is the pick for the Panthers. Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you want some more of it? Stick around.
Canes fans, Cane on.
Let's go, Canes!
Let's go, Canes!
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Let's go, Hurricanes!
Go, Canes!
Let's go,
Gets it with a second try. Swim against it. They score! Rebound score. Seth Jarvis. What a save by Andersen.
Ride with us for every heart-stopping game. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
April is here. Time to call Window Nation. Right now, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Plus, save even more with no interest or payments for 24 months. Don't miss out. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
It's bow time. Something new just dropped at Bojangles. Take the bold taste of a crispy golden chicken supreme that's been seasoned to perfection, then add dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go. What do you get? You get a Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5. So when you're on the go, headed to practice, or need a snack, grab a Bo's Bird Dog. Hurry in before they're gone. Available for a limited time. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time, but sometimes it's go time. No time to stop. Introducing Bojangles' new Bird Dog, a seasoned to perfection Bojangles Chicken Supreme, dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, all on a toasted bun. Great on the go. Try 2 Bird Dogs for just $5 or a 2 Bird Dog combo for just $8. Hurry, Bo's Bird Dogs are available for limited time only. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
See Star Wars Return of the Jedi, made even more exciting as the North Carolina Symphony plays John Williams' thrilling score live. Thursday, May 2nd at 7:30. Friday and Saturday, the 3rd and 4th at 8 at Memandi Concert Hall in Raleigh. Tickets at ncsymphony.org.
Ready for a new ride? Take a short drive to Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC in Sanford. For over 70 years, Wilkinson has provided great pricing for a wide selection of new and used vehicles. Right now, Wilkinson is offering 1.9% APR for 36 months for 2023 and 2024 GMC Sierra 1500s, plus an additional $3,250 off when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Shop today at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC in Sanford, just a short drive from the Triangle, or shop our inventory at wilkinsoncars.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
The chase for the cup is on, and if you're looking to light the lamp, nothing beats the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. DraftKings has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. This week, all North Carolina customers can place a pregame money line bet on Carolina, and if they lead by at least 2 goals at any time during the game, you win, even if they end up losing the game. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD, that's TIMD with no spaces. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code TIMD only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. 1 early win per opted-in customer. Max bets limits apply. Token expires at the start of the game. See dkng.co/ice for wagering eligibility and terms.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. All kinds of beers and thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
There it is. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. For those of you that were up and still watching the draft like I was, a little adrenaline pop when all of a sudden that Panthers logo pops up in the corner. I
was like, oh, wait, hold on. Wait, what is this? What is going on here? Hold up.
I believe my exact reaction was to no one in particular. Holy cow. To an empty living room. Nobody else there. Before we dive into Xavier Legette being drafted by the Panthers after a trade up from the second round to the first round, at 4:33 today.
Yes.
4 o'clock and 33 minutes. We will be taking 3 callers, 3 contestants to pick the first goal scorer for tomorrow's Canes game. That is the player and the period. So, again, if it were 2006, you might say Eric Stahl in the first period. But you're doing that trying to predict for tomorrow's game. So Eric Stahl, not a great choice. Jordan Stahl is available. So we'll take 3 calls. The winner, if you do get it right, and you can't double up, so you can't pick the same person in period as somebody else of the official contestants. If you get it right, you'll get a signed puck. We have a whole bunch of signed pucks from some of your favorite Canes. You will get one of those pucks if you get it right. And then we'll take callers and tweeters and everything else. Tweeters, is that?
Yeah.
Twitter users. You can tweet at us your answers for bragging rights, but there will be 3 official contestants, and that'll all happen at 4:33.
Shout out to Brandy, who was not an official contestant, but did pick Burns in the first.
But for bragging rights, Brandy, spot on yesterday. Burns in the first. Maybe it'll be Burns in the first again. I don't know. That's an option.
Might be.
Now let's jump to the Panthers and Xavier Legette. Here's my official stance, right? I'm going to get right to it. I don't love the player they picked, but I understand the execution of the trade and making the pick. Xavier Legette is a one-year breakout player. That makes me so nervous. He was in college for 5 years. He was an elite player for 1. This past year, he was great. He had a bunch of yards. He had a bunch of touchdowns. He has that one highlight where he caught it on the crosser and outran everybody to the end zone that they played 900 times on the broadcast yesterday when he was picked 32nd overall. He was very good this year. Prior to that, never even had 30 catches in a season. To show you how far back he goes at South Carolina, where he played his college ball, he was a 2-year teammate with J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn just had his post 3-year in the NFL 5-year contract, fifth-year option picked up by the Panthers today. They were teammates for 2 seasons in college. When J.C. Horn left, Xavier Legette still had 2 years of not great production before he broke out as a 5th-year player. 7th wide receiver off the board. Other wide receivers that I think were at least in the same tier, if not slightly ahead, still on the board. We're talking Mitchell from Texas. We're talking McConkey. We're talking Keon Coleman. Close, if not ahead. But I do get the execution of it by the Panthers. Flopping a 5th for a 6th and moving up from 33rd to 32nd. What that means is simply you get an extra year of control. You get an extra year of contractual control over Legette, which matters, right? You get that extra 5th-year option that second-round picks don't have, that first-round picks do. From a team perspective, that could be millions and millions of dollars. What have we seen in the last couple of weeks? What have we seen over the last couple of off seasons, actually? The wide receiver market is exploding. It is going bananas. What did A.J. Brown sign for yesterday? It's like $32 million a year on his extension. 3 years, $96 million.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
That's quarterback money. We saw Amon-Ra St. Brown, $30 million a year. That's quarterback money. So when we used to see teams that wanted to draft a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, they would trade up to the end of the first round to get the 5th-year option on their player. It makes sense now for wide receivers because they're getting quarterback money, and you want to have as many years of leverage when you're negotiating that second contract. You know what I meant. That second contract, which is the first one that's not a rookie contract that you negotiate in the NFL. Let's jump to Dan Morgan there. We have a clip from Dan Morgan here on why they decided to move up and take Xavier Legette.
We love Xavier. Everything he bought, not only as a person but as a player, like his ability to attack the ball when it's in the air, his ability to run with it after the catch. He's just big, he's strong, he's physical. I think he has a lot of upside. So, we wanted to take that opportunity to go get our guy.
Their guy. That is the crux of it all. The question that is going to decide whether this was a good pick or not is, are they going to want to have him on their team for a second contract? And the only way that happens is if he is their guy and they are fully convicted and they give him the time to develop and they work with him and they know how to use his skill set. So when I say he's not the guy I would have picked at 32, they have every right to look at me and say, you don't have to coach him. You don't have to develop him. You don't have to put the right players around him and call the right plays to have him be successful. I get it. This is a bit of a flex pick from Dave Canales, the head coach. And by flex, I mean a bit of a show-off pick. Xavier Legette has impressive raw physical ability. He is big. He is tall. He is strong. He is fast. He is a little less nuanced and savvy, and Canales thinks that he can turn him into a legit NFL receiver from a technique and play standpoint. It's also a bit of a flex play from Dan Morgan. Dan Morgan saying we can trade back 60 picks from the 5th round to the 6th round and still find someone of similar value. We won't be hurt much by that because we're so good at evaluating talent that we're going to find the guy that 50-some-odd teams between the pick we traded and the pick we're going to make won't see. That's what it is. You don't have to agree with it. You have to be impressed by their conviction in it. Xavier Legette is either going to sign a second contract, a big extension after 3 years, with 2 years of team control left, which will give the Panthers a steal because they have that 2 years of control, and it'll lower the average annual value, and it'll help with the cap. Or after 3 years, they're not going to want to sign the extension, and it's going to be a bad pick. What's up to the deciding factor of that is what Canales can do with him, what Bryce Young can do with him, what kind of production they can have. I'm also going to give one more hat tip here. I think Dave Canales lied to us for the first time.
Oh, did he?
And I'm kind of proud of him.
Okay.
Because Xavier Legette told a couple podcasts that the Panthers told him, we're going to draft you if you're there. And then Dave Canales came up with some story, and I have to admit, I bought it, where he said, like, no, it was a question. We said that to like 50 guys. What we said was, so we draft you, what happens next? I don't believe I believe that anymore. Once they draft Legette and he's on the Zoom saying, you didn't have to tell everybody we told you that.
Yeah.
I think Dave Canales stood up there and sold us a bill of goods. He said, I've got a bridge going over the ocean in Idaho. You interested? And we all went, uh-huh. So now we at least are aware that Dave Canales knows he's not under oath at the podium, which I think is important for an NFL head football coach.
I will say this trade is different than what we've seen in recent years when Scott Fitterer would use 2 picks to move up and take a guy like we saw last year, DJ Johnson, or the year before that. Well, let's take a future pick and a current pick to move up to draft Matt Corral, and obviously all the picks they gave up to draft Bryce Young. As opposed to using multiple picks to get Xavier Legette, like you said, it was just swapping. So Dan Morgan came into this draft before the Brian Burns trade, 6 picks, no first rounder. And he turned it into now 7 picks with a first rounder. Like, when you look at it from that standpoint, pretty darn good job.
Yep. And again, it's the flex. Now they have to back up their flex.
Sure.
They have to say Xavier Legette was the right guy. And Dan Morgan has to find someone of 5th-round value with that 6th-round pick. If they do that, geniuses.
Yeah.
If he's the wrong guy and the 5th-round pick ends up being a Hall of Famer and your 6th-rounder doesn't make the team, that's going to be tough to answer. David Tepper will like to see you in his office now.
Yeah, but if Legette turns out to be the guy, then it's worth it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, by the guy you mean $30 million a year. Like,
yeah, if
he's
he's like your number 1 receiver for the next 7 years, then it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what you're banking on.
That's a big if, but I'll buy that. You sign me up. Deontay Johnson is a number 2. Sign me up. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Day 2 of the draft.
I know. Coming up. By the way, 6 o'clock right here on The Fan. We'll roll right into draft coverage at 6.
Where will Peyton Wilson go?
We'll find that out.
Where will Cedric Gray go? Where did Graham Barton go? A lot of questions we still have to ask.
Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. Check them out online, deepriversportingclays.com. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, nice weather out today, beautiful outside, probably feeling good after maybe your favorite team won yesterday, or maybe your favorite team made a really nice pick that you like. You want to get outside, feeling good, continue to feel the good vibes. Look no further than Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. Check them out online, deepriversportingclays.com. Whether it's a family get-together, birthday, anniversary, heck, you bring your wedding party out there, bachelorette party, something that Deep River Sporting Clays offers you more than just a place to shoot. They have these outdoor pavilions and an outdoor fire pit, so when you get done with your round of clays, if you book ahead of time, you can enjoy the pavilions. They can provide food and drink for you as well. Have that wonderful experience with friends and family, loved ones, and an experience that you're going to want to have again and again and again. Check them out online, deepriversportingclays.com. Again, deepriversportingclays.com. And when we swing through, let them know that Dennis sent you.
We're going to talk day 2 of the draft. Where does Peyton Wilson go? We'll start there coming up after this.
How a busy baker beat back foot pain. Meet Sanja.
Brownies, cupcakes, cookies. I love to bake. There have been times when I've been on my feet for at least 12 hours.
And that's how things went from sweet to sour.
I had excruciating pain in both feet to a point where I had to limp out of the kitchen.
So she called up a former foot pain sufferer. Her big sister.
She told me you need to go to the Good Feet store and get some arch supports.
Smart lady.
It was an awesome experience. Scott took great care of my feet.
He's the arch support specialist who fitted her.
He was very patient, very knowledgeable. Scott was the man.
Now Sandra can have her cake and bake it too.
Oh yeah, my feet are very happy now.
You're gonna have to make some cookies for Scott.
I've already done that.
Of course you did.
The Good Feet store is in Chapel Hill near Whole Foods, in Fayetteville in the Freedom Town Center, and in Raleigh in the Midtown East Shopping Center. Book your appointment today at goodfeet.com. The Good Feet store.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every goal, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a game-winning goal in the final seconds of overtime or a shot on goal in the first period. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
A happy place comes in many colors. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. During our spring sales event, get 10% off any home painting project $2,500 or more when you schedule before April 30th. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated. Home improvement contractor registration numbers are available at CertaPro.com.
Pulling up to Mickey D's just for drinks? Oh yeah, that's me. Nothing extra, just perfection and a straw. Coming in hot for the coldest cups on the block. Because there are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's.
Now get an ice cold lemonade, frozen Coca-Cola, or iced coffee. Any size for just $1.79.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Electricity flows through everything. Our movement, our passion, our drive. Ford connected the performance of a sports car with the thrill of an EV to create a pony tuned for exhilaration, engineered to give you an extra jolt of adrenaline. Feel something electric. The 2024 Mustang Mach-E SUV. Test drive one today at your Carolina Ford dealer. Available at Ford EV certified dealers only.
Nothing beats a fairway green lawn. Here's Kevin from Fairway Green. Time to get busy, right?
Yes, it's nice. We're starting to warm up, and time is running out to get that first application of pre-emergent crabgrass control down before that crabgrass starts to germinate. Both warm and cool season grasses need attention this time of the year. You want to make sure you're using the right products on your lawn this time of the year.
Nothing beats a Fairway Green lawn. Put them to work on yours now. Go to fairwaygreen.com to request a free online estimate or call 919-329-0095. It's time to shop sparkling deals. It's Bailey's Fine Jewelry's multi-million-dollar inventory reduction sale. Going on now. Shop jewelry up to 60% off. Diamonds, watches, earrings, bracelets, necklaces, and rings are all on sale. The perfect time to shop for Mother's Day, anniversary, or engagement rings without breaking the bank. Shop the largest selection of luxury jewelry for less at Bailey's Big Sale. Learn more at BaileyBox.com.
On average, people spend over a third of their life sleeping, yet most sleep disorders go undiagnosed.
I'm Megan Gigling, General Manager of Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sleep struggles left untreated can lead to health problems and have a serious effect on your quality of life. We've served the Triangle for 20 years. Let us help you get the sleep you've been dreaming of.
If you're in need of a sleep study, a knowledgeable doctor, CPAP machine, or supplies, Parkway has you covered. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit parkwaysleep.com. Sound sleep, sound health.
Megadeth. Destroy all enemies tour. With Mudvayne. Saturday, September 7th. Coastal Credit Union Music Park, Raleigh. Special guest, All That Remains. Megadeth. On sale now at livenation.com. Part of the Mattress Warehouse Concert Series.
Sanford's Strawberry Jammin', Saturday, May 11th, downtown Sanford, starting at the Farmers Market, where it'll be all things strawberry flavored, plus live music, kids' activities, food trucks, vendors, and more.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we get to round 2 of the NFL draft and 3 coming up tonight. We have some tickets to give away. A pair of tickets to see Manchester City, members of the English Premier League, and Celtic FC, members of the Scottish Premier League, on July 23rd at Keenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. If I'm not mistaken, they might be champions of each of those leagues.
Their seasons are finishing here in the near future, but yeah, we might have 2 champs facing each other.
There you go.
Kind of cool.
July 23rd, Keenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. We have a pair of tickets going to caller number 9 at 919-860-5326. Call in right now. Caller number 9 wins Man City and Celtic tickets July 23rd at Keenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. Again, the phone number to call, 919-860-5326. Man City might be the best team in the world. Talked to some soccer people that understand that. They promised me. They spend money on their roster, and it shows. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's get back to the NFL draft. Payton Wilson. I have to imagine today is going to be wildly, wildly, wildly nerve-wracking for Payton Wilson. And maybe that's one too many wildlies, because you expect by the end of the day he's going to be living out part of his childhood dream of making the NFL. But he is a true wild card in today's draft. The linebacker from NC State, he was the best defensive player in the country, according to many awards voters in all of college football this year. Here's why it's a wild card or a truly nerve-wracking day for him. He only needs one team to fall in love enough with him to draft him. That's everybody, right? But he strikes me as somebody that is a specific taste in the draft. He's an older prospect, he has an injury history, and he does not play a premium position, at least probably not his best fit. So I very much hope for his sanity and his family's sanity that he has an honest, guaranteed pick promise somewhere in the second round. Some team has told him, if you're there at 57, we're taking you. And you can trust us. And that his agent believes them, right? Because agent-team relationships are important, and they want to keep them happy for future negotiating and everything. So I hope his agent has a good relationship with the GM, and the GM has told him, if you're there at 57, we're taking you. Because I do fully expect Payton Wilson, based on the tape he's put on the field over the last 2 seasons, specifically last season, will be picked somewhere in the second round. But he also has the quintessential slide kind of traits, meaning injuries, you never know how serious teams are taking him. And some have mocked him as late as the late 3rd round. And if you fall beyond that, you're looking at waiting another day, which is brutal. So I've said this for a while. I think middle of the second is the earliest you can expect him to go, and I would not hesitate to draft him in the middle of the second. And as I've said time and time and time again, I think contenders in the middle of the second round are where you should look for, because contenders are looking for starters. They're looking for people to help them win now. You have the Eagles at 50. That's the 50th overall pick. 18th in the second round. You have the Eagles at 53. The Dolphins at 55. The Cowboys at 56. The Bills at 60. Those are the teams I would expect. Because if you're looking to make a Super Bowl run, you don't need to draft a player who's, 2 years from now is going to be ready to step up into a bigger role once he gets a little seasoning and development. You need a player like Payton Wilson. And Payton Wilson can just step in and play because he's physically, emotionally mature. His skill set translates, and he's been the signal caller on a defense in a major conference, which means the mental side of things are there. Ravens at 62, maybe? Lions right before that. There's some contenders that have picks starting about picks 16 or 17 in the second round. That's tonight. That's, I think, best case for him. Worst case, we don't want to talk about that, but it could be a long tumble. Elsewhere in the draft for local guys, Graham Barton was drafted in the first round, offensive lineman from Duke. Looks like he's going to be the starting center out the gate for the Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
That's a great spot.
Right from the get-go.
That's a great spot.
I thought Pittsburgh maybe was going to take him, like plug-and-play start, but you know what? Tampa Bay, plug-and-play start right away.
Plug-and-play starter. The interior offensive line is more important for a guy like Baker because he's a little undersized, so he's going to want to step up. It's a position of need. They will value him. And what was it? Hembo, who does the research for Greeny Show.
Yes, Paul Hembo. If I recall, it's Paul. Yes,
He has a last name that's longer than that, but it's Hembo. That's how everybody knows him. He put together a list of the positions and the percentage of each position drafted in the first round. I think it's over the last 20 years or something like that.
Yeah.
On how many times they got a second contract with the team that drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
Center was the safest pick in the first round.
I think it was 11 out of 12 guys.
11 out of 12 guys got a second contract with the team that drafted him. Part of that is because there's not many centers drafted in the first round, which means if they're drafted in the first round, the team is like, this dude is a stud.
This dude's legit.
So that's what the Buccaneers are saying about Graham Barton. This dude is a stud.
It's crazy that he started as a true freshman at Duke playing center, then got moved to left tackle
and
for 3
fought
years.
For his life out there, which he has. The crazy part is, if his arms were 3 inches longer, he may have been able to stay on the outside, which is a more lucrative job opportunity. But because his arms are a little shorter, they're going to kick him inside. He has the center experience. He's now just going to be a bigger, more able center because of the experience he had on the outside. And, oh, by the way, his freshman year that he started at Duke at center, I guess even that film impressed NFL scouts.
Yeah.
They went back to go let's just see what it would look like, and then went, oh. And this was years ago, and they were like, yeah, it was. So Graham Barton, get ready for a long career with the Buccaneers because first-round centers seem to just have that happen.
And Panther fans are going to have to face him twice a year.
Derek Brown will have something to say about that.
Yeah, he will.
A'Shawn Robinson will have something to say about that. Shai Tuttle will have something to say about that. Should be a fun one. And another one I want to talk about here, Cedric Gray. Cedric Gray from North Carolina, off-ball linebacker, surprisingly high on a lot of the best available charts. I saw him as a maybe squeaking into the very back of the second round, most likely middle third.
It's a good spot for him.
He may be higher than that even. I'm seeing him teens, maybe even low teens on best available lists, which means that would be, if they just go best available all the way through, that's top half of the second round. He is what I call another safe pick. Good tackler. He's an off-ball linebacker, so he's one of the better players at his position, even though he was never really considered a first-round pick. Another guy similar to Peyton Wilson, contenders. If you want somebody to go out there and just first down, second down, be a sure tackler, and then come off in dime packages when they put the extra DB out there, Cedric Gray is central casting.
Yeah.
Walk out of there with 100-something tackles. Very few missed tackles, and the occasional forced fumble and interception. That's right out of central casting.
And that's where a lot of teams can find that late second, early third round, like you said, contenders. Hey, you know what? We can get a plug-and-play starter where we can he's reliable, may not flash, but he's going to be reliable. You don't have to worry about him.
If you are the Seahawks or something like that, I don't know why I picked them. I'm going to be mean to them. You might take somebody who you're this year, don't know how much we're going to get out of him. 2 years from now, he might be the best in his position in the league. If you're a contender, that doesn't appeal to you as much because you're I'm trying to win right now. Cedric Gray is somebody that comes in and contributes right away.
What about Gray or Wilson? Why not San Francisco? Greenlaw had the injury with the Achilles in the Super Bowl. Highly doubt that he's going to be able to play this upcoming season. If he is, probably limited in some way, shape, or form.
Gosh,
why not him?
If you put Peyton Wilson next to Fred Warner,
yeah.
I mean,
God.
The coverage is what I'm thinking of. The speed and coverage. When another team thinks they got you into a bad personnel, they got an extra linebacker on and we have all our receivers. I'll be yeah, but they run 4-4. So
yeah. Have you seen Peyton Wilson track down receivers? Because I have.
They're just bigger cover guys. That's not bad. Again, contenders.
Exactly.
The Niners, the Bills have I think the 60th pick. All of those kind of work into that if you're looking for a plug-and-play player. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Text keyword KING, K-I-N-G, to 919-860-5326 to enter for a chance to win a $25 Smoothie King gift card. We've been doing this Smoothie King giveaway for a while now, so you may be thinking I'll text in tomorrow.
Last chance.
Last chance today.
Do it now.
Text keyword KING, K-I-N-G, to 919-860-5326 to enter for a chance to win a $25 Smoothie King gift card. Dennis, you have to be the voice of the people on this one.
Oh, okay.
This is a situation where I can I have to eat some form of humble pie.
Okay.
Are you going to allow me to take a half slice?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Take a deep bite.
I'm like, if you're like my family, right? Anytime someone breaks out the dessert, I'll just take a sliver. You think you're being healthy?
Yeah.
Well, when I'm the one with the knife, you know what I do? Oh, you want a sliver? I cut them a normal size piece. No one ever goes, oh, I don't want that much. Everybody always goes, thank you, and they take the whole thing because the sliver was just for their mentals. They just wanted to believe it. So I'll take a sliver of humble pie, but I actually want a sliver.
Okay.
Freddie Andersen showed why you roll with him and you don't rotate last night.
Dude was awesome.
Freddie Andersen was very, very good.
Dude was awesome.
He is so good in panic situations. When he gets himself a little off balance, when he gets himself out of a traditional position, and it looks like, he did the whole, sideways, flip the leg up, make the glove save last night. He did the what I call the soccer goalie save the previous night in game 2, where he's diving onto his hip with both arms above his head and he makes the save. Like when things get crazy, he gets really good.
He made 2 spectacular saves yesterday. They call it the windmill save, as they described it on the broadcast, and people are kind of referring to that now in the third period when the Canes are holding on to that 3-2 lead. But the one in the first period where it was save, I believe it was Paul Mary was the one that took the shot. He makes a save, and then it was Noah Dobson, the guy he made the diving save against in game number 1. He makes this crazy glove save on Dobson again. Dobson's rough series for that guy for the Islanders. But soon right after that is when we got the Orlov goal. So as opposed to the Islanders tying things up 1-1, Freddie makes the big save. Eventually, just a couple minutes later, the Canes come down. Orlov buries it, so it makes it 2-0. It's like that to me was the key moment in the game yesterday.
One of them, and honestly, Freddie had like 3 or 4 of like the top 5 moments of the game.
Oh, I know.
Freddie was really good. Let's hear from Freddie on the windmill save in the third.
Yeah, obviously I think I got clipped again on the heel, and obviously that's really difficult to see. Obviously, behind yourself, and once you go down, you got to try to battle still and see where the puck is. Obviously, you gotta see it to have a chance for it, and obviously just try to come up with something, have those fun saves.
There is no doubt that Freddie played great last night, and he was a big part of the big slice of the credit pie when it comes to reasoning that the Canes held on to win that game. But this is why I'm only taking a sliver of humble pie for my take that they should have been rotating more often with Pyotr Kochetkov getting in net. I'm still worried about his stamina as the postseason goes along. I'm more understanding of why Rod is like, no, this is our dude. Because, obviously, third game in a row, it didn't catch up with him there. You want to hear a crazy fact about it being his third game in a row, though? Do you know when the last time Freddie Andersen started 3 straight games was?
When was that?
Last postseason.
Yeah.
So they got 3 wins, okay, the Canes. They need 16, right? And it goes back to what we were talking about this with the NCAA tournament, right? Tom Izzo, they were asking Tom Izzo, Michigan State head basketball coach, why he has so much success in the tournament. And of course, first he goes, oh, my players are great and they get all the credit. My staff is awesome. And then he goes, and he learned this from Coach K. He said, we think in winning weekends. We don't think in winning games, right? So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even if they're playing on Friday, they're preparing to play on Friday and preparing to see who they might play on Sunday. You know what I mean? They're thinking in winning bigger picture stuff because they count Final Four appearances and championships rather than just tournament wins. I think the Canes should be thinking in winning series, meaning multiple, rather than just winning games. I think any one game, if you pick any one game this postseason, Freddie probably gives them the best chance to win. Any one game. But I'm not fully convinced that the best way to win 4 series isn't to make sure you have Freddie fully rested and in a rhythm that he was in at the end of the year with more of a rotation throughout the entire thing. With that being said, I expect to see Pyotr Kochetkov tomorrow. Which brings up a whole other question, which is Kochetkov effective by the long absence? Right? Because if you're going to have to depend on him even once a series, you want him playing pretty well. He was in a good rhythm as well, and he hasn't played in a very long time.
It's been a minute, but if you are going to go with your quote-unquote number 2, when you're up 3-0 in a series,
no.
Especially with a short turnaround, tomorrow's game's a 2
Do you want to play
game.
goalie? Like, let's get Spencer Martin warmed up.
Let's
like
go.
They
I'll
could
stretch. Let's do it.
I can't tell you how many times yesterday, and I do it every time I watch Freddie. I go like, he's my height, and he can do a split. It doesn't make any sense to me. Goalies are aliens. Sorry, get back to what you were saying.
But if you are going to roll with Kochetkov for a game, this is the time to
100%.
do it because you can let Freddie rest if you need to. And guess what? If you come back home for a Game 5 on Tuesday, close it down. You can close it down. Freddie's fresh, ready to go. Close it down on your own home ice, and then you obviously have some time because here's the thing, though. The Rangers and the Canes are both up 3-0 in their respective series, so both teams are going to have plenty of rest and time off between one series to the next. So, like, everyone's going to be, quote-unquote, cold or fresh, however you want to describe it going in. But, yeah, I 100% roll with Kochetkov tomorrow. 100%.
Yep, I agree. And how he plays might decide how you handle it in the future anyway. Speaking of Freddie, though, one more clip here. Here's Rod Brindamore on the composure of Freddie.
Well, it's really the whole game. I mean, he was very, very sharp, and obviously the difference in the game. That's kind of his demeanor. You know, you can never really tell with him what kind of game it is if you just watch him, and that's clearly big in these type of games.
Composure matters, especially in goal. Some other updates from Rod. This comes from what was it, before the game yesterday?
Yeah, before the game.
Jesper Fast likely done for the postseason. Brutal. And for those of you that don't remember, Jesper Fast is a veteran. He does a lot of the dirty work, very physical player. The last game of the regular season, the Canes rested a whole bunch of their veterans. But guess what? You can't rest everybody, right? You can't they can't bring up their entire AHL roster and play them in the final round, or an entire AHL roster and play them in the final game. So Fast was out there, and it wasn't third period. He got hurt, kind of a freak thing, ends up sliding around into the boards, and the last game of the regular season, getting hurt and likely missing an entire postseason run. You feel for the player, right? You do all the work, you participate in all of it, and it's not like he's not a part of the team. His name will still go on the cup if they win, but he wants to be out there helping his team.
Yeah, it stinks for him. You put in all that work throughout the entire year. I mean, just think about last year. It was like, oh, man, got to the Eastern Conference Finals, put in all that work to get back to the playoffs, and like you said, last game of the regular season, freak thing.
And even how it happened, right? Last game of the regular season, he's out there hustling when so many of the guys that he's been a part of this core with are watching in street clothes. Jarvis is in a suit about to get on the broadcast, and he's out there, and that's when he gets hurt. It's just tough. Brett Pesce, though, right? Because you say what you say, and you also say what you say by not saying it. It's like, wait, so you're willing to admit Fast is probably done, and you're not saying that about Pesce. Even though he's likely done for the series, maybe we can deduce from that choosing of kind of revealing information and not revealing information that Pesce has a chance to be back next round or Eastern Conference Finals.
There's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There is a chance.
Lloyd Christmas. So you're telling me there's a chance. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Don't forget, 4:33. That's 4:33 p.m. Right here on 99.9 The Fan. We're going to ask you to call in and tell us who will score the first goal for the Canes tomorrow and in what period it will be. Aho in the first, something like that. At 4:33, we'll take 3 callers. Those 3 callers, with their predictions, if they get it right, will receive a signed Carolina Hurricanes puck. Player, we have a bunch of them around here. One of your favorite Canes. And then everyone else that we take, calls, texts, everything else, that's just for bragging rights. Shout out to Brandy. Yesterday, she did predict Burns in the first, and in Game 3, the first goal for the Canes, Burns in the first. When you pick it, you should get bonus points and bragging rights when you pick a defenseman and it hits.
See, that's what I was hoping for from Game 1, but I missed.
Yeah, you're not allowed to pick Burns. When you pick Burns, he did not play
He
very
did not
well.
play. That's why I did. But that's why I didn't pick him.
That's fine. Then you
That's
can't
why I
pick him
didn't
again. If every time you don't
That's
pick
fine.
him, he scores in the first round, you're not allowed to pick him.
That's fine.
And I'm not superstitious, but I don't want to tempt things.
I mean, I did pick him for my draft team yesterday, and he did pretty well.
Yeah, we'll address that later on.
Yes, we will.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Football at 4 coming up next. Second round coming up tonight in the NFL Draft. Who should the Panthers be targeting with the 39th pick? Stick around.
You're always close to the Canes with 99.9 The Fan.
Martinook backs it in. He scores! Jordan Martinook with the steal and the finish. And it's 4-3 Carolina. What a comeback!
Count on us to bring you every Canes game night and the latest Canes news from insider Adam Gold, your official home for the Carolina Hurricanes. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. You guys do so many things: windows, doors, siding, gutters, awnings, roofing.
Roofing is the most important part of your home. You want to make sure you keep the water out. Our roofing products made by Certainty, the shingle roofing, it comes in a lot of different colors, a lot of different styles, but it has a 50-year, 5-star warranty on all material and labor, backed by the manufacturer. It's non-prorated.
I've never heard of a 50-year warranty. I always hear like 20 or 30.
Unless a tree hits the house or you have some storm damage, it'll be the last roof you ever put on your home.
I like that. What about metal roofing?
We do a lot of metal roofing. We got the standing seam, comes in a lot of different colors, and it'll last forever, but it doesn't have the 50-year warranty like the shingled roofing does.
Sounds like you're pushing shingle roofing, which you should probably.
It's affordable, and again, it's hard to beat because it's really the last roof you'll have to pay to put on your home.
Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina, aluminumcompany.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Dude Perfect here. Power up with the new smoothie we created with Smoothie King. It's loaded with pineapple, banana, kiwi apple juice, and more. Straw me, boys. Perfect shot. Get the Dude Perfect smoothie only at Smoothie King.
It's playoff time in the NBA and the NHL. Baseball's in full swing, and FanDuel is your place to bet on every game. Adam Gold here. And right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you make your first $5 wager, because you know me. Go to FanDuel.com, promo code AdamGold to get started. FanDuel.com, promo code AdamGold. Then you can bet on anything: slap shots, home runs, slam dunks, all on an app that is safe, secure, and easy to use. $200 in bonus bets await when you place your first $5 wager. Visit FanDuel.com, promo code AdamGold. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Must be 21 and older and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only, $10 deposit required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
This hour on the Triangle Sports Leader is brought to you by the Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
Shoots, he scores!
Go to GotBryan.com. That's GotBryan.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Mostly cloudy skies for this afternoon, but there may be a few breaks in the clouds, a little sun on and off. It's cool, though. We'll see a high of 70 degrees. 52 tonight under mostly cloudy skies. And Saturday, mostly cloudy as well. Again, a chance of a little peak of sun in the afternoon and a little warmer than today with highs in the mid-70s.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones is up 166 points to 38,252. Market update brought to you by The Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to The Good Feet Store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities. Hour of the Drive brought to you by Sanford Strawberry Jammin'. Saturday, May 11th, downtown Sanford, starting at the Farmers Market, where it will be all things strawberry flavored, plus live music, kids' activities, food trucks, vendors, and more.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Football at 4. You can set your watch by it. You can also set your watch by 4:33 this hour.
Ooh.
We will be taking callers to predict the first goal scorer for the Canes in Game 4 of their first-round series against the Islanders. If you are one of the first 3 callers and you get the player and the period correct with your guess, then you win a signed puck. If you're beyond the first 3 callers and you get it right, you get bragging rights.
Nothing wrong with bragging rights.
I was going to say, pretty fun to have bragging rights. Let's talk football at 4. Panthers, pick 39. What's the plan? The Panthers are not holding all of the cards for the second round like we thought they might. If they had picked 33 and 39, they would very much be the puppet master, the puppeteer, pulling all the strings. They aren't that because they traded the 33 to go get Xavier Legette. Legette. I'm going to work on that.
Legette.
But that doesn't mean they can't still get better. They just have to react, right? They are back to, well, what happens above, right? If you would have told anybody how that first round was going to go, they would have laughed at you. I truly believe that we're going to talk about Michael Penix later on, but I truly believe if the offensive coordinator of the Falcons tweeted out 20 minutes before the draft, we're going to take Michael Penix at 8 overall in all caps. Before J.J. McCarthy, everybody would have been like, haha, funny joke, and nobody would have even considered it a thing until it happened. And then you were being serious about that?
Man, you corny!
It's like what did you say about Endgame?
5 years ago today.
5 years ago today, Marvel's Avengers Endgame came out. So if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, okay?
Well, hey now.
What?
I'm kidding.
Oh, I was going to say, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, if you care. But during the press lead up to it, there was a interview where it was Don Cheadle and I think Mark Ruffalo were being interviewed. They're both in the movie. And Mark Ruffalo just goes, yeah, half of us die. And actually, in the movie, half of them are snapped away. You've all seen it, right? And there's, half of us, we're gone. And Don Cheadle's face gets really nervous, and he's like, oh, no, did we just ruin everything? This was in the lead up to one of the most secretive movies of all time. He just casually says, yep, we all die. But nobody took it seriously because it seemed so outlandish at the time that all of these big movie stars would die in the movie. So everybody just kind of laughed it off. I think that's how a lot of the first round would have been treated. right? If somebody would have just sat there and said, first 14 picks, all offense, everybody would have been like, ha, 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 ha. No, seriously, so what's the movie about?
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
So what are the Panthers going to do at 39? Tell me what's going to happen at 32 or 33 through 37, through 38. With any kind of certainty, and I'll tell you. What I can give you is more of a choose your own adventure. If this happens, turn to page 37. These are the guys you're going to draft.
Old goosebumps, Brooks. All right, let's go.
If Kool-Aid McKinstry is drafted 33rd, flip to page 207. All right, let me go here. We can do it that way. Right now, on ESPN's best available list, of the 7 players at the top, right? Because you figure 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. You need 7 players, right? Of the 7 best available, 6 of them are either wide receiver or corner.
Okay.
That is Addie Mitchell from Texas, Ladd McConkey, Keon Coleman from Florida State. Those are the wide receivers. Ladd McConkey from Georgia. Cooper DeJean or Kool-Aid McKinstry are right at the top. That is an Iowa cornerback and a Alabama cornerback. And Enos Reichestraw, I may be pronouncing that incorrectly. I did watch some video of him this morning. He is a Missouri corner and looks pretty darn talented. Not acting like I've watched every game of his. The other 5 I mentioned I've watched a lot of. They're all very good. If you get one of those 6, I'm happy. At 39. If you get one of those 6, I'm happy. You may say another wide receiver. You're darn right, another wide receiver. I said this on the Adam Gold show. I joined him earlier today. If this whole draft becomes just a festival of putting more talent around Bryce Young on offense, I'll celebrate at the festival. I'll get the funnel cake. I'll get the deep fried whatever they're selling at the fair.
Cotton candy.
I'll be a part of it. If you give Xavier Legette and you bring in Ladd McConkey and you add that to Deontay Johnson and Adam Thielen, Bryce Young is going to think he went to football heaven based on where he was last year. And by the way, look around, right? What is Caleb Williams getting? Caleb Williams is getting DJ Moore. He's getting Keenan Allen, and they drafted Rome Odunze yesterday.
Yeah.
Right now, it seems like there's a war of insider knowledge on who wants Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel more, Washington or New England. What do Washington and New England have? Quarterbacks that they just drafted at the top of the draft. Mm-hmm. They're trying to put wide receivers alongside young quarterbacks, and you can't have too many if they're talented. Panthers, if you go wide receiver, I'm fine with it, if it's one of those 3. If you go corner, I'm fine with it because you need them, and they're good. And for some reason, corner was one of those positions that kept getting pushed down further in the draft as another offensive tackle or another wide receiver or another quarterback was drafted. First one off the board, I believe, was 22.
Yeah, corner. Yeah, it was when Detroit got Terrion Armstead.
Arnold.
Yep. Terrion Arnold. Yeah, they traded up to get him at 22 with Dallas.
That's so late. So if you get one, if you get DeJean or McKinstry at 39, you don't. I keep saying you run to turn the card in because you used to have to write it down on the card and run up.
Yeah.
Now they just call it in from their remote Zoom locations.
Yeah.
But you metaphorically skip down the aisle to turn in the card. You're so happy those guys are there. By giving up 33, they gave up the control they had over the second round. Now you have to react in pick 39. Those are 6 names I just gave you. They picked 7th in the second round. Mm-hmm. So you need even a contingency plan to that. Jerzon Newton is supposedly kind of the last of a tier when it comes to defensive line. I'm not sure that's a position of need. Powers Johnson from Oregon, the center. Wouldn't hate that move.
No.
Again, who does that help?
Bryce Young.
You're darn right it does. Then you have Moton on one side, Ike Ekwonu, who you're betting on at the left tackle, 2 brand new high-priced guards, and a second-round pick at center to protect your undersized and young quarterback. Add in a brand new flashy number 1 wide receiver in Deontay Johnson, a brand new flashy first-round pick wide receiver when you didn't even have a first-round pick, and Adam Thielen playing a new role that more fits his skill set and ability, all you need is Chuba Hubbard or Miles Sanders to show up and a tight end in the fourth. And then all of a sudden you look at the offense and things are starting to be different.
Yeah. Give me a name. Like, if all those guys, you got to pick one that you hope falls to 39. Give me one.
DeJean.
Okay. Why DeJean?
Because I think he's probably the 17th best prospect in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
And at my core, I am a best player available drafter.
Okay.
I love it even more when it matches up with a need. But I don't think the Panthers are at a point where you pass on, just because it's defense, a player who's significantly rated higher than where you're picking. I wouldn't have been mad if they drafted DeJean 32 after they traded up.
Honestly, I thought yesterday, I was like, wait a second, you got all these great defensive players that have fallen down to you. I thought maybe they're going to do that because there's like those wide receivers that you had mentioned. Like one of those wide receivers might be available at 39. I thought there was a chance that they would actually go with one of those, like Kool-Aid McKinstry sitting there. Do you want to go DeJean? Like whoever fits your scheme best, whatever you like better. Like those guys were there.
I go Cooper and Kool-Aid as number 1 and number 2 in my power rankings. And then other than that, the 3 wide receivers.
If one of those 2 corners are right there, give me one of those 2 guys because that's a position in need as well. And we talk about the depth. You might get I've said this name. Remember I said it to Chris Lee on Panthers Playbook the other day. I was like, imagine if Tez Walker's sitting there at the beginning of the 4th round.
Tez is an interesting one.
Imagine if Tez Walker's sitting there at the beginning of the 4th round.
He might show up in bold predictions.
Okay.
A team that I think he fits in exceptionally well with.
Oh.
That's what we call a tease, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we call a promo. Tell everyone about Panthers Playbook. I know you guys were up late recording.
Yeah, we had a late edition of Panthers Playbook last night. Chris and I recorded it about 12:15 last night after he got home from doing WREL News. So it's up on our 99.9 The Fan YouTube page, so you can subscribe there. It's also available on your favorite podcast platform. We're also going to do one probably tomorrow evening after the draft is completely done, just kind of look and see what the Panthers have done as a whole. So we'll have another one of those for you guys tomorrow evening as well.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I want to tell you about my friends at Window Nation. I was thinking of Window Nation yesterday because the only place in our house that we have 2 screens is the garage. So I was watching out there, and the windows in the garage, I might be calling Window Nation right along with you guys. I was looking at them going, that can't be keeping in any kind of air. It's a critical time to go around and check your windows, not just like the obvious things, right? You have a cracked window, everybody knows to replace it. But what about maybe the caulking is deteriorating? What about they are just simply old and or cheap windows that were installed before you bought the house, and they're not doing a great job keeping the air inside your house that you heat and cool inside your house? If you're frustrated by higher and higher electricity bills, energy bills, because you are paying to temperature control the entire outside because your windows are faulty, give Window Nation a call. And right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Plus, 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 24 months. They can install your windows in 1 day or less. Window Nation's windows also come with a lifetime warranty. Get a free, no-obligation quote right now. It's easy. Call 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION. Or visit windownation.com to schedule. That's windownation.com to schedule. The Canes have Game 4 tomorrow. They're up 3-0 over the Islanders. We have a Cup check-in where you hear from some experts on the Canes coming up next.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Robert in Raleigh, listening on 99.9 The Fan. What's up, Robert?
I got to go leftovers, macaroni and cheese. Michelle, I know you don't eat leftovers. My wife grew up eating leftovers. She'll bake a peach pie from scratch, have 1 piece, and then it's old. And I've heard you talking about where the best pizza is from. If you've not had Pepe's, Sally's, or Modern Pizza, they're all right there in New Haven, Connecticut.
Yep. Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
If you see me stopped in the McDonald's drive-thru, just staring at the menu with my "what should I order" face, don't interrupt. It's the most important decision I'll make all day.
Enjoy savings every day when you get a McDouble, McChicken, and other faves. Buy one, get one for $1. Plus, get any size Dr. Pepper for just $1.29. Price and participation may vary. Valid for product of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Major international soccer is coming to Raleigh this summer. Don't miss the current English Premier League champions Manchester City versus the current Scottish Premier League champions Celtic FC, playing July 23rd at Keenan Stadium at the University of North Carolina. This is going to be the event of the summer and your chance to watch some great soccer from two of the biggest teams in the world. Tickets are on sale now. Go to fcseries.com to purchase. July 23rd, Manchester City versus Celtic at Keenan Stadium. fcseries.com for tickets.
Ready for a new ride? Take a short drive to Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC in Sanford. We're one of the only dealers where you can shop GMC and Chevy in the same showroom. It's Chevy truck season. Take up to $5,000 off a new 2024 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab or High Country when you trade in an eligible vehicle, or get 2.9% APR for 72 months when you finance with GM Financial. Shop today at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC in Sanford, just a short drive from the Triangle, or shop our inventory at wilkinsoncars.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Are you struggling to get a good night's sleep? Look no further than Parkway Sleep. For 20 years, we have been your locally owned and operated sleep center.
I'm Brandon Giggling, president of Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Did you know that people are waiting a staggering 6 to 8 months for a sleep study at other sleep labs? At Parkway, we understand the importance of your sleep needs. That's why we offer openings within weeks, not months, saving you time.
Don't let sleepless nights take over your life. Visit us today at parkwaysleep.com. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
Tim Donnelly here for my friends at Zero Res. April showers bring May flowers. Well, how about this? Sitting on your couch in March brings crumbs and stains and spills on your carpet in April. That's where Zero Res comes in. Get your carpets cleaned. Not only is indoor air quality an issue year-round, but especially now that allergens and pollens are coming out of hibernation to invade your home. Get them all, the dust, the dander, everything out of your house using Zero Res. Get 3 rooms of your carpet Zero Resified starting at just $105. And if you get your air ducts cleaned, they'll clean your dryer vent for free. That's a $165 value. Call my friends at Zero Res right now. 919-995-0000, or go online at zeroresnc.com and say you want the 99.9 The Fan special. Zero Res. Spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same, and your house will smell clean.
Paid for by government. Did you hear? A secret hoard of 1907 $10 gold Liberty coins has been found. These gorgeous 1907p gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling the secret U.S. gold coin discovery a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you can own a piece of the hoard. When you call, you are guaranteed a 1907 gold Liberty struck at the iconic Philadelphia Mint. With limited availability, you must call now. These 1907 dated gold coins are still in uncirculated condition with brilliant luster. That is 117 years of history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-386-8018. Call now and you'll receive a free bonus, a $50 value free with every order. Call 1-800-386-8018 now to secure your 1907p $10 gold Liberty coins before they sell out. That's 1-800-386-8018.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's give away some more soccer tickets.
Let's go.
Manchester City, members of the English Premier League, versus Celtic FC, members of the Scottish Premier League, on July 23rd at Keenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. This is becoming a kind of a yearly thing where some of the best soccer players in the world come and play at Keenan.
Yeah, I was at the game when Wrexham played Chelsea last year. It was a blast.
Man City is as good as they come, and Celtic FC looks like one of the better Scottish teams in the that Premier League. So if you want to go see them play, Man City and Celtic, it is caller number 9 right now at 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. Caller number 9, call in right now. Win yourself a pair of tickets. It is also time right now for the Cup Check-In on 99.9 The Fan, served up by Abbey Road Tavern and Grill in Cary and Apex, your neighborhood rock and roll sports bars. Adam Gold, who hosts the Adam Gold Show right before this one every weekday on 99.9 The Fan, was joined earlier by Chad LaRose, obviously a member of the Stanley Cup winning team for the Canes back in 2006, to talk about the postseason, talk about this year's team and everything else. So We're going to play that for you right here as our Cup check-in for the day.
If I was going to ask you to give a letter grade to how the team has played to get this 3-0 lead, what would you say?
I'll be conservative and say an A-.
Okay.
I think they've been outstanding. I mean, to be honest with you, they swarmed the puck. It was a huge comeback the other night, and in Game 2, and then I think last night they swarmed them. They were kind of all over them at certain areas of the game, which is how the Hurricanes play and how Roddy preaches. But they're sound defensively. But the biggest thing I've noticed is once they start rolling on teams and that team can finally get the puck out of the zone, they barely get it to the red line, and it's coming right back down their throat, which is awesome. It's hard to change that way. It really puts fatigue on the other team.
No question about that. Chad LaRose is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. I thought Carolina, when the Islanders did get into the Canes' defensive end, I thought Carolina defensively was spectacular. To me, there wasn't anybody who didn't play well on the blue line. I thought everybody did, even without Brett Pesce. I loved Chatfield and Orlov.
I was just going to say his name. I really liked his game. Smart, really good stick. All the D on Carolina have good sticks, and the forwards do as well, and all of them are willing to block shots. But their stick length is something I've noticed, and there always sticks on pucks, and you always want to deflect any pass you possibly can. Any little piece of a tip of a pass, any of that can disrupt something.
I figured you would like Chatfield. He's a Michigan guy.
Yeah, I do like him. I've never met him, but I'll have to come down there maybe here in the second round.
It's funny. Since getting here, he and Jacob Slavin are very, very close. And he's got a lot of Jacob Slavin in his game, the defensive side of it. But he's also got a little offensive push too.
He does.
He is so fast. He is such a good skater.
He and the thing is he's not as smooth looking as Jacob.
Nobody is.
He has all the tangibles and everything, and he's super fast. If you catch him, he takes the right angles. If you got somebody flying down on him, and he might got caught real quick, like in the neutral zone on a quick play where they loop or something like that, he always makes the right angle directly back towards that post, and you're not going to beat him there.
Chad LaRose is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. Let me ask you about – I want to go back to Game 2 real quick. The way Carolina played the last 30 minutes of that, the Islanders had one shot on goal. It always seemed inevitable that Carolina was going to get enough to at least get the game to overtime. Have you ever seen that kind of, legitimate dominance in a playoff game?
I haven't. I was who was I watching with? I was watching with another hockey friend, and I would say Danny DeKaiser. So Danny's a close friend of mine, and he's laughing because he does some play-by-play for the not play-by-play, but color commentary for the Red Wings.
Okay.
And so me and Danny, I see Danny a lot. He helps me with my youth teams, and he goes, could you imagine? He looked at me and goes, could you imagine us in this game? Because we're old and we're slow now. So they're fast. They're in your face, and you better be prepared at all times. But you have to place pucks in the right area because Carolina's anticipation is so good to where they're placing pucks, they can go get it. And Frederik can also play the puck pretty well.
Once again, that was our Cup check-in here on 99.9 The Fan, and it was served up by Abbey Road Tavern and Grill in Cary and Apex, your neighborhood rock and roll sports bar. He was joined by, that's Adam Gold, was joined by Chad LaRose, Stanley Cup winner for the Canes back in 2006, giving you a little insight into this year's Canes team from somebody that's pretty literally has been in their skates in a situation like this.
Been there, done it.
He's done it all.
Been there and done it.
All right, let's move to some NFL conversation here. I don't say this lightly. The Falcons made the most baffling pick that I can remember in any NFL draft that I watched. I've been watching them pretty religiously for 20 plus years, and I can't explain that pick for the life of me. Why did the Falcons draft Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th pick in last night's draft? Why? And from a Panthers standpoint, pretty fantastic that one of your divisional opponents, who's probably the favorite to win the division, is making baffling picks that help them 0 this year.
Yeah.
0. They just gave Kirk Cousins almost $200 million, 100 of it fully guaranteed, and they drafted his backup with the 8th overall pick. Make it make sense, because I cannot.
You could have got a top-flight wide receiver to go with their
Rome
offense.
Odunze was sitting right there.
Chicago was like, oh, okay.
All the offensive tackles, all of the trade back options, all of everything. Why draft a project quarterback with your most valuable draft asset? I cannot explain this pick. And before you try to hit me with Rodgers Love or Alex Smith Mahomes, I mean, I'm sure that's what they're going for, but it's different. Rodgers and Smith were already on the team. They just paid Kirk Cousins. He hasn't even played a snap for them. The Packers and the Chiefs were already good. They were playoff teams. The Falcons have picked in the top 10 of the draft in each and every of the last 5 drafts. And they're, now the argument is, right, the justification train that is being passed around everywhere is, well, now that they have Kirk Cousins, they don't expect to be picking so highly, so they had to take his replacement now because they're going to be picking in the 20s and late 20s and 30s for the next foreseeable future. No, it's not that easy. You've been in the top 10 for 5 straight years. What a wild thing to say, to be like, we're never going to pick in the top 10 again. The way you stay out of picking in the top 10 is by doing everything you possibly can to win. And you can't tell me the Michael Penix Jr. pick was everything you can to win. Could have had the best defensive player in the draft. Could have had the best edge rusher, the best corner. Could have had the best interior defensive lineman. Could have had the best of so much. What is the 3rd best offensive lineman? Could have had the best tight end. Could have gone Bowers.
Oh, gosh.
Put him with Kyle Pitts.
Jeez.
I don't know. You'd get, even if you only play him on 2 tight end sets, you're playing him more than you plan on playing Michael Penix.
Yeah. Could have drafted another running back and played more than Michael Penix.
Behind Bijan, behind even Algier, still would have played. Could have drafted a kicker, would have played more than Michael Penix.
Good point.
Again, from a Panthers perspective, you're just looking at this going, well, fantastic. We thought we were going to play a Falcons team that was better after the first round of the draft. Turns out we face a team that is absolutely no better on the field and just confused the heck out of their starting quarterback. Because Kirk Cousins reportedly wasn't even notified it was going to happen until they were on the clock and called them like, hey, you watching the draft? Might want to turn it off, bud. Click.
Yeah. Are you sitting down?
Might want to go, I don't know. Like, it's not logical.
But if you're a Panthers fan, you got to love it. It's like, oh, wait, they passed up on someone that could actually impact us, and when we play them this upcoming season twice? Oh, for a bench player? Okay, cool. That's fine.
And, oh, by the way, it pushed, right? Because if you think maybe if the Falcons go wide receiver, the Bears maybe go Brian Thomas Jr. at wide receiver, maybe Xavier Legette, I'm going to get there, is gone at pick, who knows, 28. Right? So the Panthers are nothing but a indirect beneficiary of their divisional rivals' illogical pick. Do you know what record it broke? And I was telling Dennis this off air. That pick broke the record for people texting me WTF. I mean, as soon as it happened, bing, 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 bing. This is how bad or like nonsensical, I don't even know if that's a word, of a pick it is. Nonsensical? Yeah. Nonsensical. Because when the pick was on the clock, Adam Schefter popped on. I don't know, why was Adam Schefter yelling all night?
Probably because all the noise.
They couldn't get him in a quieter place. He was out there just
not.
with the next pick. They've been circling wide receiver. I'm like, oh, okay, relax, Shefty.
Easy.
But he jumped on there and he screamed about how they were considering quarterback. My first thought was like, oh, they're having fun with Shefty. The Falcons are sitting there in their war room going, someone text Schefter, we're taking a quarterback. And then let's watch as we turn in the pick for, J.C. Latham, or he was already taken, Amarius Mims.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Turns out they were giving him real stuff. Michael Penix Jr. to the Falcons. I do this occasionally just to make sure I'm not in my own echo chamber. Am I missing something here, Dennis?
No.
Is there something obvious that I'm not picking up?
Everyone's perplexed. It's like, wait a second. If like J.J. McCarthy was there.
And actually, I still wouldn't – it would still be illogical, but it would be less illogical if it was J.J. McCarthy because he's young.
It's a little bit more justifiable.
It's a little bit more like we're gonna let him season for 2 years.
We're gonna develop him.
Michael Penix is Zach Wilson's age.
Yeah, he's older than Sam Howell, I think.
He's 6 years in college. So if you sit him for 2 or 3 years before he plays, like you do for Rodgers, Love, whoever, he's not playing until he's like 26, 27.
Mm-hmm. In that case, you just got Brandon Whedon.
And in that case, you got
Chris Winkie.
I don't even know what you got. It's. I'm baffled. He's probably the same age as Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is like I've lived an NFL life. He's from the same recruiting class. Let me get this straight of J.C. Horn.
Yeah.
And make it make sense. If you have some pent-up frustration about the pick, some confusion, and you need to scream it out, I can help you. Megadeth's Destroy All Enemies Tour with Mudvayne and All That Remains is coming to Coastal Credit Union Music Park on September 7th. Visit WRALSportsFan.com/sportsradio to enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the show. That's Megadeth's Destroy All Enemies Tour with Mudvayne and All That Remains, Coastal Credit Union Music Park, September 7th. To enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets, head over to WRALSportsFan.com/sportsradio. Check it out. This show is flying by, and it's already like I feel like we kind of need to turn the page on the Canes to go to Game 4 now. Like.
It's like, oh wait, that's 2:00 tomorrow.
The
1:00 Stormwatch out on Gold.
2:00 puck drop, is that what it is? 1:00 Stormwatch. The draft will be going on. There's a Durham Bulls game tomorrow night. There's a lot going on here. Canes, they can close it out tomorrow. I can't emphasize this enough. Live out the reason why they call it a closeout game. Close it out. They have a closeout game. Close it out on Long Island in their home arena. Make it happen. Play a complete game just so I know you can do it in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Finish out the series. It's a formality at this point, but don't drag it out. Don't play with your food and make it less stressful.
You put the fire out, their ashes now, pour the water over it.
Yeah.
Let them lay there.
Exactly. Do the check.
That's what you do to the
poke it with a stick.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All cool. Yep. All right. Done. Leave.
And by the way, the Islanders, prepare for them to come hair on fire because they have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
They're going, hey, in Game 2, they were up 3-0. And we lost. The Islanders are saying in Game 2, we were up 3-0 and we lost.
Whatever lie they're telling themselves, destroy it.
3-0 isn't that big. We proved that in Game 2. Now this is just the series version of it. Earlier today, I promised at 4:33 we would take callers on first goal scorer, and we're about to open up the phone lines. What I need you to do is call in at 919-860-5326, the Heister Automotive Group hotline, and predict the player to score the first goal for the Canes tomorrow and in what period. So I need player and period. If you are one of the first 3 callers and you get it right, you will win a signed puck. If you are after that, you win bragging rights. So we'll open up the line now, 919-860-5326. 2-6. I need a name of a player and a period. So, for example, this game 2, the winner would have been, game 3, the winner would have been Burns in the first, because Burns opened up the scoring for the Canes, and it was in the first period. So that's what we're looking for. Be as bold or as chalk as you want, right? You can go the leading scorer in the first. You can go the defenseman that barely plays in the third, but just know that, that's unlikely to happen. Looks like we have our 3 contestants on the line. We'll open them up for bragging rights after we get the contestants' picks. We'll start with Scott in Apex. Scott, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Scott, go ahead and pick a player and a period, and then give us some explanation as to why you're going that direction.
I'm going with Fetch in the first, and I believe he's due.
He's due. That is one of the most sports fan sayings ever. I believe he's due. It's been a while. He's been working hard. I think that would be very, very good for the Canes if Svetch opens up the scoring in the first.
Oh, yes.
A couple of assists last night again.
That pass that he had back to was the Orlov goal.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous.
Playing very, very well, but I do think it'd be nice to see him score a goal. Scott, we have you locked in. Sit on the line. You're going to have to get some info or give some info to Dennis so we can track you down if you win, but solid pick.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nate and Raleigh, you're up next. Nate and Raleigh, who scores first, in what period for the Canes, and why?
Real quick, I got to say, I thought that Brent Burns pick yesterday was a far shot, but hey, they were right.
Brandy, you got to talk to Brandy. She called in. She won with bragging rights on Burns in the first. We did not have it, so we can't take credit.
Right. So I'm going Seth Jarvis in the first.
Love it. Jarvis in the first. You know what I'm impressed by with Jarvis, and thank you for the call, Nate. Sit on the line. Dennis will get some info from you. Jarvis is tough as nails. Yesterday there was the hand thing. He goes skating off. It's like everyone.
Yeah, he and Aho just bumped into each other behind the net.
Pinched weird in a weird way.
Yeah.
And those are the weird hits where a thumb bends backwards and it just
or something. Yeah, something crazy.
And then
happens.
suddenly you look and he's back on the ice and he's playing physical. He's this year a couple times he's had to quickly get to the bench and then he's back out there. And he's just a tough dude. He is a tough dude.
Told you were going to love playoff Jarvis.
I love regular. First of all, I love regular season Jarvis.
Regular season Jarvis is great, but you're going to love playoff Jarvis.
Playoff Jarvis is pretty cool. Casey and Gardner, you're up next. Casey, who scores the first goal for the Canes? What period do they score it in, and why?
Aho in the second.
Aho in the second. Now, why? What made you go Aho in the second rather than Aho in the first?
The Island girls are going to be pushing. They're going to be trying to play as best as they can for one period, and then it's going to be all over.
Not a bad kind of game flow prediction there, because I do think the Islanders are going to be desperate. Appreciate the call. Sit on the line. Dennis has some info he needs to get from you. Speaking of desperate, and by the way, if you want bragging rights, you can continue to call in. Those 3, Scott, Nate, and Casey, are the 3 that are in the running if they get it right for the signed puck. But if you want bragging rights, right? And I always say we're big on receipts, so you have to either call in and tell us, or you can tweet at us at Donnelly Sports, or at 99.9 The Fan, or at The Fan Rookie if you want to send it to Dennis. And so you need to have made the prediction. Don't call in on Monday and say, I got it right. I told you it was going to be Brady Shea in the second period, if it is. And we're going to go, did you tell anyone? Did you call in? Did you tweet it at us? Because if you didn't, we're not going to give you your props. If you do, we'll treat you like Brandy today, because Brandy did yesterday call in and let us know Burns in the first, and she was right. So that's how you win bragging rights. Tweet at us at Donnelly Sports, at 99.9 The Fan, or at The Fan Rookie. All of those work, and you can send in a player and a period, and we'll remember it if you get us right. Speaking of, though, Casey, one of our callers, said that he expects the Islanders to come out and play well, play desperate. We have a clip here from Rod Brindamore talking about playing against a desperate opponent. Dennis is on the phone. I'm not sure if he can hear me right now, but as soon as he gets a break in the action, can you play the clip from Rod on playing against a desperate opponent? There we go. Dennis is going to get that fired up for us. Here it is.
Well, I thought the first 2 periods were okay, fine. And then, we knew it was coming. I mean, they were going to give it everything they had, and it's exactly what what happened. But obviously Freddie came up with a couple of huge saves, and that's the difference in the game.
They're going to be desperate. We know this. They're going to be desperate. When I say they, I mean the Islanders are going to be desperate. We know this. So, yeah, show up ready to scrap. And if it's ugly in the middle or in the early going, once you get it kind of figured out, pull away, right? Don't be content to win by 2 or 3. Win by 4 or 5 if you can. Win by 5 if you can. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have real bold predictions. It's a Friday, and that's going to go ahead and come up next right here on The Drive. Stick around. But first, before I tell you to stick around, I'll tell you to check out the DraftKings Sportsbook app. My partners at DraftKings, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps, are aware that the chase for the cup is on. And if you're looking to light the lamp, nothing beats the action at DraftKings Sportsbook. DraftKings has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. This week, all North Carolina customers can place a pregame moneyline bet on Carolina. And if the Carolina leads by at least 2 goals at any time during the game, you win, even if they end up losing the game. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD, that's TIMD, and new customers that do so and then bet $5 will get $200 instant bonus bets, $200 in instant bonus bets. That's code TIMD only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Check out the app. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. 1 early win per opted-in customer. Max bets limits apply. Token expires at the start of the game. See dkng.co/ice for wagering eligibility and terms. Real bold predictions coming up next. Stick around.
To tell you that Keno picks 20 winning numbers, we wrote a winning number of our own. Hit it, boys. You pick up to 10. Keno picks 20. It's easy to play for a whole lot of money. Winning numbers are everywhere with Keno from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds to win a prize range from 1 in 3.86 to 16.63. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
We buy any car. Why sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com? Because selling it yourself can be, well, you know.
Okay, I'll give you half now.
And?
No, and just half.
What? Avoid the hassle. Come to We Buy Any Car instead. Get in, get out, and get paid at a fair price.
Yeah, I can't do half. I could probably bump it up to like 50%.
Just go.
Okay.
Get your free online valuation now at
WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
It's Bo time. Something new just dropped at Bojangles. Take the bold taste of a crispy golden chicken supreme that's been seasoned to perfection, then add dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go. What do you get? You get a Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5. So when you're on the go, headed to practice, or need a snack, grab a Bo's Bird Dog. Hurry in before they're gone. Available for a limited time. It's Bo time.
There's no time like Bo time, but sometimes it's go time. No time to stop. Introducing Bojangles' new Bird Dog, a seasoned to perfection Bojangles Chicken Supreme, dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, all on a toasted bun. Great on the go. Try 2 bird dogs for just $5 or a 2 bird dog combo for just $8. Hurry, Bo's Bird Dogs are available for limited time only. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's Bo time. It's time to shop sparkling deals. It's Bailey's Fine Jewelry's multi-million-dollar inventory reduction sale.
Going on now.
Shop jewelry up to 60% off. Diamonds, watches, earrings, bracelets, necklaces, and rings are all on sale. The perfect time to shop for Mother's Day, anniversary, or engagement rings without breaking the bank. Shop the largest selection of luxury jewelry for less at Bailey's Big Sale. Learn more at BaileyBox.com. Nothing beats a Fairway Green lawn. Here's Kevin from Fairway Green. Time to get busy, right?
Yes, it's nice. We're starting to warm up, and time is running out to get that first application of pre-emergent crabgrass control down before that crabgrass starts to germinate. Both warm and cool season grasses need attention this time of the year. You want to make sure you're using the right products on your lawn this time of the year.
Nothing beats a Fairway Green lawn. Put them to work on yours now. Go to fairwaygreen.com to request a free online estimate or call 919-329-0095.
On average, people spend over a third of their life sleeping, yet most sleep disorders go undiagnosed.
I'm Megan Gigling, General Manager of Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sleep struggles left untreated can lead to health problems and have a serious effect on your quality of life. We've served the Triangle for 20 years. Let us help you get the sleep you've been dreaming of.
If you're in need of a sleep study, a knowledgeable doctor, CPAP machine, or supplies, Parkway has you covered. For more information or to schedule an appointment, visit parkwaysleep.com. Sound sleep, sound health.
Hour of the Drive brought to you by Train Heating and Cooling Systems. Get a great deal this spring on a new Train Heating and Cooling System. Train systems are engineered to keep up with you. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent Train dealer and learn more. It's hard to stop a train.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have bold predictions coming up. However, there was one thing we failed to do during the last segment.
Oh, what was that?
Dennis, you and I didn't give our goal scorer first goal scorer for the Canes
prediction. We did not. We actually had a few people call in or actually chime in. Actually, we had Levi on our YouTube Live actually says Shea in the first.
Oh, that's interesting because there's a Levi that tweeted at me. I don't know if it's
might
the
be
same
the
Levi
one
who said Gensel in the first.
Oh,
is
okay.
he playing us?
He might be playing both sides
to get
here.
Multiple
Okay.
entries.
I respect it.
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it's like filling out multiple March Madness brackets.
Oh, yeah,
like you got to pick one. So Levi, if there's two Levis, I apologize.
Okay.
If it's one Levi on two different social medias sending in different picks, trying to play the multiple goal scorers,
I respect the hustle.
But we caught you.
Busted.
Paul, who hosts Next Up every morning, 9 to 10 here on 99.9 The Fan, every weekday morning, has Natchez in the second.
I was going to go Natchez in the first.
All right, so we'll put down Dennis for Natchez in the first.
What's yours?
I'm trying not to double up here.
Mom, give me something.
Give me a minute. I gotta let the universe steer me in a direction
where the wind is blowing.
Yes. This actually will lead right into bold predictions.
Okay.
Go ahead and start up bold predictions for us.
Oh, okay.
Mine will be a bold prediction.
Okay.
Give me Drury in the first.
Drury in the first.
Is that bold enough?
Sure.
He was skating today with the guys that barely played from yesterday.
Well, because he was one of the guys that barely played
exactly.
yesterday.
Drury in the first.
Okay.
That's bold enough.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a pick, you can keep tweeting it at us at Donnelly Sports, at 99.9 The Fan, or if you want to send it to Dennis, at The Fan Rookie. We can all act as your cosign, where it's like, they did actually predict it before the game. Now for bold predictions, where we've installed the bold enough bell and the not bold enough buzzer. The only place with a checks and balances system on our bold predictions. I will make a prediction that I think is bold, and if I get the buzzer, I have to actively make it more bold until I get the bell. I'll start with this. Gensel, multiple points in Game 4. I think
playoffs, points are hard to come by.
Hard to come by. I think he recognizes he's brought in for closeout games. He's brought in for the step on the throat, and he'll be aggressive, and he'll get set up, and he'll probably 1 goal, 1 assist.
Okay, I like that.
This one, if you don't say it's bold, this is as much me predicting as just trying to, speaking to the universe, put the energy into the universe to have my back a little bit here.
All right.
Pyotr Kochetkov shutout.
I mean, yeah, it's about as bold as it gets. You don't even know if he's starting.
Exactly. Well, actually, I should have said Pyotr Kochetkov allows no goals. That way.
Oh, come on. That'd be a cop-out. That'd be a cop-out.
That is the language loophole that I was looking for. But I didn't say that. I said shutout. So I think he plays. I think he plays very well. And I think he backs me up for my whole take that he and Freddie should be more rotational. So that's as much me putting it out into the energy of the world, but the Islanders will be going very aggressive, so it'll be tough. How about this? Panthers do not pick at 39. I think they trade back. I think when they traded up from 33 to 32, which they did last night, and they lost that 60 pick, right? They basically went from the 5th round to the 6th round in order to go from 33 to 32.
It was pick 141 down to pick 200.
So what is that, 59 picks?
Yep.
They dropped 59. I think they did that with the acknowledgement that they're going to get at least that value back trading down from 39.
Okay.
So it's like we get Xavier Legette and we get, maybe a later second rather than 39, but everything else is equal. Maybe, dare I say, Payton Wilson later in the second?
Oh.
You trade back. That was sometimes when I know like it's a kind of an odd one, I'm like, if he gives me a buzzer, I'm going to need to know how I make this more bold.
Okay.
So I put that in parentheses. If you made me go bolder, I would have said they don't pick at 39. They drop into the second half of the second round and take Payton Wilson and get back like a 4th or something like that.
North Carolina boy.
Loves Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
Loves Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly loves him.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Dan Morgan has said, the GM for the Panthers, wants guys with that dog in them. Payton Wilson's that guy.
Payton Wilson's got it. Another draft bold prediction here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling my shot.
Okay.
Tez Walker, 3rd round, Bills.
That's very specific. I want to give you the bell on that one.
So it's tonight.
If you would have said Tez Walker 3rd round, I'm like, But now you specifically said the Bills. Okay.
I think they're picking 90th as it stands right now.
Yeah.
Tez Walker right there. They moved on from Gabe Davis. They moved on from Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
They have Curtis Samuel, but Tez Walker plays a very, very different style there. Shakir's up there, kind of a little bit of it. I think Tez as one of their deep threats to stretch the field. I don't know if you've heard it. Josh Allen has a strong arm.
Allegedly, that's what I've heard.
Some say that, the top end of Drake May's ceiling is Josh Allen. So put Tez Walker there. I think it makes some sense. They need some wide receivers. They need cheap wide receivers. Tez Walker specifically to the Bills at 90. I think it's 90. 3rd round is what I said.
Yeah.
This was a joke. It wasn't even mine, but I put it in here because I thought it was funny. I saw this on social media. Falcons draft Spencer Rattler, quarterback, South Carolina, in the 2nd round. Apparently, they don't know you only play one quarterback, so they need a backup.
That's right. Well, actually, I'm going to give a shout-out to Rob, who called in at the very end of the last segment. We weren't able to get him on air, who just actually moved down from New York. He says, kind of reminds him of the Michael Penix selection by Atlanta. Kind of reminds him of when Russell Wilson was selected when Matt Flynn got signed by the Seattle Seahawks. Like, who says you don't have that situation take place? Now, granted, Russell Wilson, 3rd-round pick.
Russell Wilson, 3rd rounder. Matt Flynn, I believe, had started one game.
He started one game.
It was a good one. He threw 6 touchdowns in week 17.
Earned himself some money.
I want to say he ended up making like $17 million on that.
Yeah.
Matt Flynn did. Kirk Cousins is guaranteed $100 million.
Yeah.
I see the surface level similarities.
Yeah.
This situation is unlike anything we've seen. It's not like Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. It's not like Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. It's not like Patrick Mahomes and Alex Smith. It's not like Matt Flynn and Russell Wilson. It's unlike anything we've ever seen.
But maybe Spencer Rattler.
But if they draft Spencer Rattler, then I'm convinced they're going 2-quarterback system. They're going to put 2 quarterbacks on the field at the same time and have them run trick plays. That's the only way it would explain.
We'll justify it.
I have 2 more here.
All right.
Marvin Harrison Jr., Rookie of the Year. There's a lot of quarterbacks taken that could be in the running. Marvin Harrison Jr., 1,100 yards in Rookie of the Year. 1,200 yards in Rookie of the Year. 1,225 yards. 1,300 yards in Rookie of the Year. Goodness gracious. 1,300 yards and double-digit touchdowns in Rookie of the Year.
I was waiting to throw some more than just some yards out there.
I was going to keep going up.
You realize these guys going to get 15 targets a game, right?
He's still a rook. Like
I don't care. He's getting 15
You basically
targets
said he has to
a
be
game.
like Randy Moss in his rookie year.
Well, by all accounts, he might be.
Kyler Murray probably won't be healthy for a big chunk of it.
That's also true.
Last one here, and this is because I can make this prediction and Dennis can't. Burns scores in Game 4. And the only reason I say Dennis can't is because he picked him to score in the first, and he scores. That's not bold enough?
No.
What about Burns? There's two ways I can go with this. I can do more for Burns, or I can add. What about Burns and Orlov? Run it back.
Okay.
Both of them. The big guys with the shots from distance.
You know who I almost went for my first goal scorer? I almost went Jalen Chatfield.
He's been active on that side of the ice more so than usual.
Oh, very much. But it's also one of those situations where I feel like it might be like 6 minutes left. Canes calls a turnover, and he just jumps in the play. It's a quick 3-on-2. Boom.
Yeah.
Drills one in the back and then off a rush.
Somebody did predict, I have my notes back at my desk. Somebody did predict Chatfield, one of the bragging rights pickers, did pick Jalen Chatfield yesterday.
Actually, WM said Slavin in the first. He's due.
Slavin in the first.
WM also said to Levi, stop hedging. Because Levi in the comments. Actually, Levi responded, said, not the same dude. So Levi's listening
we
here on
got two
YouTube.
Levis.
So we got two
I
Levi's
apologize
here.
to both Levi's.
So, yeah, Levi's like, nope, not the same guy. Levi's on YouTube that said Shea in the first is not the Levi that tweeted at you.
And said Gensel
That said Gensel in the first. But WM is trying to make sure, hey, Levi, quit trying to hedge here.
So I have to add the second Levi. What did your Levi say?
Shea in the first.
Shea in the first.
Yes. And WM said Slavin in the first.
Got him. So we have Is it disrespectful to call him Levi 1 and Levi 2?
Sure.
Levi 1, Gensel in the first, Levi 2, Shea in the first.
Yeah.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. You can send those to us on Twitter all the way up till game time. But it better be before game time. That's all I'm going to say.
2 o'clock tomorrow.
2 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock Stormwatch.
That's right.
Starting 5, coming up in a few minutes right here on The Drive.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and do you have a late-night craving for in-depth analysis on the Carolina Hurricanes and their latest game, their latest win, their pursuit of the Stanley Cup? Well, I can quench your thirst. I can feed that appetite on the Canes Corner podcast, the morning after edition, which drops the morning after every Hurricanes game. Get it wherever you get your podcast. Brought to you by the Aluminum Company of North Carolina.
Major International Soccer is coming to Raleigh this summer. Don't miss the current English Premier League champions Manchester City versus the current Scottish Premier League champions Celtic FC, playing July 23rd at Keenan Stadium at the University of North Carolina. This is going to be the event of the summer and your chance to watch some great soccer from two of the biggest teams in the world. Tickets are on sale now. Go to fcseries.com to purchase. July 23rd, Manchester City versus Celtic at Keenan Stadium. fcseries.com for tickets.
Empanadas. Rolled ice cream covered in toppings.
Pizza.
Bubble teas and smoothies.
Barbecue.
Fried chicken.
Genuine French macarons.
Sushi and hibachi.
Fish and chips. Buttered chicken.
Coffee. Crepes and bagels. Lobster.
Katsu sandwiches.
East Asian bowls.
Fries with every tasty topping you can imagine.
Prime burgers and sandwiches.
Authentic Greek food. Opa. 2 bars.
Morgan Street Food Hall in the downtown Raleigh Warehouse District.
What if I want to eat all that, drink, and do some, axe throwing?
Epic.
MorganStreetFoodHall.com.
Remarkable change begins with daring to be different. Baby, I'm on a mission with Boost Mobile, putting the latest phones in the hands of more people. Introducing the signature Coach Prime Razor, only from Boost Mobile. Rush to your nearest Boost Mobile retailer and get your signature Coach Prime Razor on us. Get after it.
When you switch in with ID verification, select plans only. Offer valid 4/19/24 through 5/23/24. While supplies last. Taxes extra. New customers only. Must remain active and in good standing on the $60 a month plan for 6 months to receive all credits. Offer subject to change.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies finds candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ziprecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. I have more windows in my house than doors, but if I wanted to change out windows, how long does this whole thing take?
So typical job, couple of days, 2-3 days, and that's complete. It's very unintrusive. A lot of these home improvement projects, it can take weeks or months. You can beautify your home. You can make it more energy efficient. You can make the windows that are a lot easier to use and clean, and you can do it quickly. It's 2 to 3 day job usually. 2 to 3 days. And how many different types of windows do you have? Where do I begin? We don't have that much time. We got colors, options. These things are custom made to your specifications, sized perfectly to fit the openings. Can you put a window where I don't have a window? We do it all the time. Unbelievable. Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina, 800-672-4348 on Hamlin Road in Durham, aluminumcompany.com for windows, right? Absolutely. And doors.
Electricity flows through everything. Our movement, our passion, our drive. Ford connected the performance of a sports car with the thrill of an EV to create a pony tuned for exhilaration, engineered to give you an extra jolt of adrenaline. Feel something electric. The 2024 Mustang Mach-E SUV. Test drive one today at your Carolina Ford dealer. Available at Ford EV certified dealers only.
AutoBell Car Wash has been trusted for 55 years for high-quality service. We'll clean your car from the inside out. Now through June 2nd, buy 2 Super Poly Process Wash tickets at any AutoBell for just $55.
People can tell when you AutoBell.
This hour on the Triangle Sports Leader is brought to you by the Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
Shoots, he scores!
Go to GotBryan.com. That's GotBryan.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Good Friday afternoon, everyone. I'm WRAL meteorologist Mike Mays. Beautiful day today, comfortably cool. It warms up over the weekend, 53 the low tonight. Saturday is 74 with a mix of sun and clouds. Warmer Sunday, 82. All next week, upper 80s to 90.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 153 points to 38,239. Market update brought to you by Sanford's Strawberry Jammin'. Saturday, May 11th, downtown Sanford, starting at the Farmers Market, where it'll be all things strawberry flavored, plus live music, kids activities, food trucks, vendors, and more. Get the Let Out, a celebration of the mighty Zepp, is coming to DPAC Friday, May 3rd. That's 1 week from today. Tickets are going fast at dpacnc.com. dpacnc.com.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting 5.
The starting 5 served up by Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Visit gotbryan.com. That's gotbryan.com. It's 5 o'clock on Friday, everybody. Congratulations, you made it.
You did it.
If you're just working for the weekend, it's here.
By the way, be safe driving. I'm not sure if things have cleared up on 440, the Hillsborough Street exit 3. Things were closed both directions on 440 because the sign, like above, like the street sign saying like, hey, exit, whatever. Was damaged, fell, kind of sort of broke.
We don't know the cause. We saw some pictures of the aftermath. But yeah, there's hopefully no one's hurt. Hopefully they get it cleared up and everything that comes along with it. But
so yeah, be careful driving. If you normally take 440, just expect delays possibly.
Head on a swivel.
Yeah.
With that being said, time for the starting 5. Let's get to number 5.
I got 5 on it.
Frederik Andersen was pretty darn good yesterday.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Pretty darn good. Goalie highlight films. His is going to be pretty high up there for the first round. The windmill saves, the lunges, the reaching back, where, and with especially a game like yesterday where it wasn't ever out of reach. Like, he stole some game-tying goals that maybe completely changed the game, right? If they go in, who knows how everybody reacts if the Islanders get life. There's one specific that I'm thinking of that I mean, I have to imagine the Islanders are sick that they didn't end up.
You talking about the one in the third or the one in the
maybe.
first? The one in the third was the windmill one when the Canes were up 3-2.
No, then not that one. The one in the first.
Okay, they made a save on Noah Dobson again. Robbed Noah Dobson again.
Dobson's been wrong place, wrong time a lot this series.
Oh, this is the whole series.
Sometimes it's not even like he hasn't done anything horrendous. It's just great plays are being made against him by Canes. It's just wrong place, wrong time. But yes, that is the one I'm thinking of.
I could pick out multiple ones. But yes, Canes were up 1-0. Andersen makes a save. Puck kicks over to Dobson. Open net, just like in game number one. And Freddie comes sprawling across, reaches out, glove save. Sure enough, like 2 minutes after that, roughly, Dmitry Orlov goes down and scores, makes it 2-0 for Carolina. Massive sequence for the Canes.
Massive sequence for the Canes. In the third, he had a massive save also. This is the one that you were describing, the windmill save.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Freddie talking about it.
Yeah, obviously, I think I got clipped again on the heel, and obviously that's really difficult to see. Obviously, behind yourself, and once you go down, you got to try to battle still and see where the puck is. Obviously, you got to see it to have a chance for it, and obviously just try to come up with something, have those fun saves.
Fun saves. Fun when you make them. Do you know what was the best part about the kind of windmill save?
What's that?
Because once he get it's in his glove, every whistle blown, he kind of stared at the Islanders a little bit, just like a playful, like, see what I did there? It's a good little bit of eye trash talk. Just a look, right? Just a little glance. That's all it took. Elsewhere on the Canes news, we learned yesterday Jesper Fast likely out for the entirety of the postseason. Brutal for Jesper. The next man up for the Canes still.
Mm-hmm.
That means Kuzi. That means Drury. That means Kokaniemi. You're playing now, right? There's no healthy scratches for you. That's your ice. Go ahead and make something of it. And Jesper Fast. Happy recovery. There's not much to say to cheer you up in that situation. That's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
We are the Four Horsemen. Woo!
The NFL draft went absolutely bonkers last night.
Yeah.
The Michael Penix pick is the craziest pick that I can remember from any NFL draft of my lifetime. And maybe there were more of the crazy picks in like the 70s or 80s because there wasn't 800 million mock drafts on the internet. But I don't know, man. That Penix pick makes no sense to me. And credit to I guess Kirk Cousins has reached out to Penix. We're seeing some reports out there that he's, welcomed him to the team and everything. I mean, what is Kirk supposed to do? But that's still I'm not sure everyone would be as enlightened as old Kirky in that situation. Maybe $100 million guaranteed has made him more like whatever the team wants, but he's still a competitor. It's still tough. But other than that, 6 quarterbacks in the top 12 picks.
That's never happened before.
I thought there'd be at most 5 in the first round. I was like, 6? I know that some of the mock drafts had it and ending up 6 in the first because they were 6 in the first 12 picks. If you would have told me Bo Nix was a top dozen pick quarterback in an NFL draft,
I would have laughed at you.
Even when he was playing well at Oregon, I would have laughed at you. When he was playing poorly at Auburn for the first 4 years of his career, I really would have been laughing at you. 14 offensive players to start the draft. This is absurd. 14 consecutive offensive players is the longest stretch of consecutive offensive players, even if it doesn't start the draft, of any draft in NFL history. So if it was like pick 10 to 24. That would be the longest stretch of consecutive offensive players in a first round. They did it starting the draft, 14 straight offensive players. It was like quarterback, receiver, quarterback, offensive lineman, quarterback, receiver. Like it was that kind of nuts for 14 picks. I don't know if it's a shift, and in the NFL, that's just how it's going to be now, where the powers that be have learned or have decided that at the top of the draft, in order to get value, it has to be one of 3 offensive positions.
Mm-hmm.
And this was Bill Belichick was in the media. I watched some of his draft conversations. It's kind of funny that I confused these two. It was Nick Saban that I watched. Nick Saban called it a perfect storm that 3 premium positions happened to be super loaded for this draft.
I think that's the thing. It's pretty unique.
I think it is. That's true for wide receiver and tackle.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think this was an exceptionally loaded quarterback class.
The top 3 were good.
Top 3 are very good, but there's a lot of drafts that have highly thought of top 3 quarterbacks. I think the next 3 were overdrafted, except for J.J. McCarthy. If J.J. McCarthy was the 4th quarterback off the board and he went, whatever it was, 10 to Minnesota, I think that's normal. I think that kind of makes sense.
Sure.
But the fact that Penix went before him and then Bo Nix went right after him, I mean, good luck. And you know what else? Denver, not a great landing spot. Really, really, really tough there. Sean Payton's going to be demanding of you, and you don't have the best supporting cast. And Drake May's landing spot, not great.
That is a full-on rebuild.
The Patriots are a tough spot to be right now. Unless they get Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel, then it gets slightly better, but not fully fixed. That was another crazy one. When the Niners drafted a wide receiver at the end of the first.
Yeah.
When Pearsall out of
Ricky
Florida.
Pearsall out of Florida.
Who, by the way, he had the best you know how, like, when you're drafted, they show, like, 2 clips? He had the best 2 clips. His one-handed catch, play of the year.
Like backhanded, one-handed, jumping up in the air between 3 guys. Yeah, that one?
It was like an Odell Beckham over the middle. It was bananas. But as soon as they draft him, that obviously makes either Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk available, and a whole bunch of teams should be interested in those guys. And how about, you know what else was crazy? I could think of 900 things that shouldn't happen in a draft. Who are the Bills chasing in the AFC? The Chiefs. So why in the heck would the Bills trade back to let the Chiefs go get Xavier Worthy? Do the Bills not remember how difficult that Chiefs offense was to stop when they had a really, really fast guy on the outside named Tyreek Hill? So they're like, yeah, sure, let me facilitate you getting the next really, really fast guy named Xavier Worthy to go play that role. What are we doing here, Bills? Just pure chaos all up and down the draft.
Bruh.
How about the first defensive player drafted in the entire draft being a guy who 3 years ago was medically retired when 5 different doctors told him he shouldn't play football again because of a neck injury?
Yeah.
And now it's, I don't know how to pronounce the first name, Latu. Now he is the first defensive player drafted. Last night was a wild first round. It was absolutely absurd. And the funny part, like the first 5-6 picks or whatever were pretty chalk. What was that? Was that number 4? Let's get to number 3.
1, 2, 3.
Where does Peyton Wilson go? Best defensive player in the country in college football this year. Where does Peyton Wilson go? We all kind of have our thoughts and feelings. Carolina's possibility. They've been flirting with each other in the media. Yeah. Mostly Peyton Wilson and Luke Kuechly.
Yes.
Just batting eyes at each other.
For the team.
How'd you feel if you went to your Steelers?
I'd love it. Because Steelers always have awesome linebackers, and I would love it.
I'm looking for a few things.
They also need help with that position, too.
I'm looking for teams that the kind of archetype fits. Right? If you look at the best linebackers of the last 10, 15 years for the Dallas Cowboys, It's Sean Lee. It's Leighton Vander Esch. It's big, tall, fast, kind of often injured linebackers. Payton Wilson, big, tall, fast, kind of often injured off-ball linebackers. Looking for defensive-minded head coaches. Mike Tomlin's a defensive guy.
Yep.
D'Amico Ryans, maybe down there in Houston, linebacker. I do think that
I think San Francisco would be great. Him alongside Fred Warner.
Yep.
God.
I do think head coaches that played a position, like guys like D'Amico Ryans or Mike Vrabel, if he were head coaching, I think they would look at Payton Wilson and be like, "Oh yeah, that's a linebacker's linebacker."
I see me and him. I like him.
That's a linebacker's linebacker, and I'm a linebacker's linebacker, and we see ourselves in a counterpart. So there's just a few that could line up, and I think he's drafted today. I think he's off the board today. There is a possibility of a long tumble if there's something on the medicals that red flags that we are unaware of. But going off of film and ability, I think he's drafted today in the day 2 picks, which is good because God, that would be a long night after the draft if he's not. What are you actually? We haven't had this conversation.
Sure.
What are you doing on draft day? Like, if your agent says you could be picked anywhere from pick 20 to 35, 37. So it's
some like fringe late first rounder.
You're hoping day 1, but maybe not.
Okay.
So maybe you don't want to have you're not at the draft.
Okay.
But you're hoping you're going to be drafted day 1. What are you doing the day of the draft?
The day of the draft in terms of while it's taking place,
to give us your rundown. Like Joe Thomas, legendarily, he was the 3rd overall pick. He went fishing with, I think, his dad and maybe brothers and cousins and something. And he was out fishing, no cell service. Didn't know, he was like, I'm going to be picked when I'm going to be picked. I'm going to go enjoy a day fishing out on the lake with my family. And he didn't know until he came back to shore. Phone gets reception. So with that being one end of the spectrum and the other being I want all of the cameras in my house and I'm just going to sit on the couch in a orchestrated picture built for TV, where are you falling?
I'm going to be a little bit more on the low key end of things. Honestly, I might just be chilling outside in my hammock.
Oh, you're not inviting people over?
Well, friends and people over, but just you know what? If it depending on the weather, outdoor campfire, just a little fire pit going, just chilling out outside, maybe just grilling out, just relaxing.
Not watching TV?
Maybe. Probably not.
See, I think, first of all, during the day, golf. Quickest way to kill 5 hours when you just got to wait. I'm getting a group of good buddies. We're going golfing. And then I'd like to think I'd be like you, where I could do other things and chat. I think I'd probably tell everybody hey, come over, hang out back. We'll have a fire. We'll be grilling, and then I'd be in the living room watching the TV.
Yeah, exactly. No, honestly, I would actually try to avoid the TV as much as possible.
I think I would like to think I would, but I don't think I would. I think I'd be watching.
Yeah, I'll just wait for the phone to ring.
Getting mad about every guy picked above me.
I'll go ride my motorcycle early in the day.
Well, you better, because that might be in the old contract.
I know, exactly.
Can't do that once you sign the contract.
Got to park this one.
Speaking of the draft, let's get to number 2.
Just the two of us.
Panthers traded up for Xavier Legette last night. Interesting decision. Do you know why?
Why?
I think there's a tier of wide receivers that Legette was in, and that's the tier that's kind of going right now. The logic would be only one wide receiver could be drafted 32 by Buffalo if they took one. Maybe you wait and you go, hey, we don't have to give up anything to go to 32 when we could just sit here and get, if Legette gets picked, Keon Coleman or Ladd McConkey or some other wide receiver in that tier. What this tells me is, what the move up tells me is, A, they wanted the 5th year of control with the 5th year option. B, they're convicted in Legette. That's who they want. When we look at it and say there's a tier of 3 or 4 wide receivers that seem similar of quality, if not in style, Dave Canales doesn't look at them and think that. He looks at them and thinks, it's Xavier Legette, it's a big gap, it's the other wide receivers. And I like convicted coaches. I like coaches and front office and ownership that are in alignment,
There's the word.
that understand the coach thinks this guy he can develop into a star, and these others he may be less likely. And it's like it's all a sliding scale. Legette talked to the media. This is what he had to say on what he can bring to Carolina.
But I know what I feel like I can bring to the team. I can say, man, just being able to have the ability for them to move me around within the offense and then moving me around on special teams as well, man, I feel like that can bring a whole lot to the team.
There was quite a bit of conversation about him playing a little bit of a Deebo Samuel role, where he can be out of the backfield, he can be in motion, he can catch screens, he's good after the catch, he can go downfield.
I think with the new kickoff rules, that might be a way to get the ball in his hands too. With the new kickoff rules,
if you need to, he does. There's two things that I've seen talked about a lot. One, he's only a 1-year breakout. So he played 5 years in college. Only the last year was an elite performer.
Okay.
The other is his accent.
Yeah.
He's a little hard to understand if you don't have many friends from where he grew up.
He's got a very deep, thick Southern accent.
This is what he had to say about people commenting on his accent.
Oh, yeah, man, they've been dragging it all over social media. Man. I just tell folk, man, they really just ain't never heard nobody talk for money.
There it is.
There it is. Gotta love it.
There it is.
I may not fully understand what you're saying, but I love it.
Now, but I love it. Here's the question I have for you, Dennis Cox. You are very vocal about your dislike for a former Southern counterpart to our home state.
Okay. Yep.
Xavier Legette comes from South Carolina.
Yeah, he does.
You host a Carolina Panthers podcast.
I do.
We cover the Carolina Panthers extensively on this show and at this station.
I do.
How do you reconcile the two? Are you okay with Legette?
You know, I'm pulling team first here. I'm pulling team first. I'm not gonna hold it against him where he was born. That's not on him. That's not his fault. Not gonna hold it against him where he grew up. That's not on him. That's not his fault. Not gonna hold it.
He
against
did choose to go to South Carolina.
I mean,
for the
but
Gamecocks.
you know, that's people make choices. People make choices. That's okay. That's fine. You know, he wanted to stay close to home. Again, he didn't. Not his fault. His home is South Carolina.
That's an interesting spin zone because he could have left.
You're trying to
South
get me
Carolina.
into trouble here.
He could have left South Carolina. Is all I'm
Could
saying.
have.
I'm not the one that's so vocal with my dislike for South Carolina.
But he is.
My parents lived in South Carolina.
I mean,
for a while.
I think it's more like my praise for the state of North Carolina and how much better of a state it is. But you know what? That's the thing. He's going to a new level in the NFL. He's going to a new level of home state of North Carolina.
That's number 2. Let's jump to number 1.
Go one! The roads are way better up here. And barbecue. It's all so much better.
Anything else you got to get off your chest?
Not on the time.
Better hockey up here.
Well, yeah.
I wanted to contribute to the conversation. Canes playing tomorrow. It is a closeout game. It is an opportunity to sweep the Islanders. Here's Andrei Svechnikov on his mindset and the team's mindset going into an elimination game.
Yeah, like I said, just play our game, and that's what we do, to be honest, all season long. We just play our game, go on the forecheck hard and try to grind away them and make them tired, and they're going to make mistakes. And, we got the talent in the locker room, and that's how we score goals.
Let me ask you this, Dennis, because I oftentimes use the person that hasn't watched the team a lot test. Like you watch just about all the Canes games, but my wife doesn't always, right? So even if sometimes she's sitting on the couch while I'm watching it, she's reading a book or she's hanging out doing whatever. Last night she was watching the game, and more than a few times she said, "Do they look tired to you? Do you think the Canes looked a little sluggish at times?"
Sluggish? No.
I didn't think so either, but like obviously she like I said, she doesn't watch every game. She's just looking at it comparing this specific game. She thought the Islanders had a little bit more pep in the step. What I was trying to kind of reconcile in my brain, this was later in the game by the way, was like I think she was, and I told her this, so it's not like I'm airing out like haha, she's wrong here on air. I think she was kind of confusing like desperate chaotic energy with being less tired because I think the time she was making the comment most of the time it was 3-2 and the Canes were kind of content to poke it away, right? Throw it down to the other end of the ice, reset, tick, 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 get the ticks off the clock. Meanwhile, the Islanders were like, get it and go, fire, fire, fire. So I don't want to say they were tired or exhausted, but I do think you're going to get more of that frenetic energy from the Islanders tomorrow. And you want to match it, right? You don't want to be out of control. But if the Islanders show up like a caged animal knowing, right, this game, they lose it, it's their last, season over. If they go full animal backed into a corner, Canes have to be ready to match that, even if it's not as frenetic and skittish. Just match it with energy that's a little bit more controlled.
Exactly. You got to match that level of desperation.
Yeah.
Like your desperation to close this series has to be equal, if not more, than the desperation of survival that the Islanders are going to have. That's really it. That's where your level of desperation has to come in. Again, make the Islanders match your level of desperation to close this darn thing out. But yeah, at the end of the game yesterday, the frenetic, like emptying the gas tank mentality that the Islanders had, Canes were in a situation where they're having to chase a little bit because of that, but that doesn't mean – here's the thing. No one ever outworks the Canes. Simple as that.
Completely agree
like, no
with
one
that.
ever outworks them. But I could see like the perception of it, just
and that's
the way
what I
the
was
Islanders
getting.
were playing.
That's more what I was getting. I wanted to make sure that you agreed that it wasn't a tired thing, and then bring up that the Islanders, they're not going to wait till the third period for that in Game 4.
Oh, God, no.
It's from the opening puck drop. They're going to be that frenetic, everything in the kitchen sink kind of style of play, and you have to match it as much as you can. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's see what we have here. We have Sam Hunt tickets to give away in the numbers game. Sam Hunt is bringing the summer heat to Coastal Credit Union Music Park on Saturday, July 27th for the Locked Up Tour with special guests Russell Dickerson and George Burge. If you want to play the numbers game to win a pair of tickets, to compete to win a pair of tickets to see Sam Hunt, you have to call in now. The phone number is 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. Numbers game coming up next.
Need more Stanley Cup chatter, Canes fans? Listen afternoons at 12:15 and 4:15 for our Cup check-in. Served up by Abbey Road Tavern and Grill. Adam Gold talks with hockey's best, past and present, bringing you the latest insight and analysis on the chase for Lord Stanley's Cup. It's the Cup check-in on 99.9 The Fan. Served up by Abbey Road Tavern and Grill in Cary and Apex, your neighborhood rock and roll sports bars.
There are truck months, and then there are truck months. This Ram Truck Month at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington is one you won't want to miss out on. Right now, you can get 20% off a new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn. Get off your keister and get to Heister for your shiny new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn at 20% off. We'll serve it up with personalized customer service from our team dedicated to providing a seamless buying experience. Hurry to John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington.
It's bow time. Something new just dropped at Bojangles. Take the bold taste of a crispy golden chicken supreme that's been seasoned to perfection, then add dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go. What do you get? You get a Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5. So when you're on the go, headed to practice, or need a snack, grab a Bo's Bird Dog. Hurry in before they're gone. Available for a limited time. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time, but sometimes it's go time. No time to stop. Introducing Bojangles' new Bird Dog, a seasoned to perfection Bojangles Chicken Supreme, dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, all on a toasted bun. Great on the go. Try 2 Bird Dogs for just $5 or a 2 Bird Dog combo for just $8. Hurry, Bo's Bird Dogs are available for limited time only. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
April is here. Time to call Window Nation. Right now, buy 2 windows and get 2 free. Plus, save even more with no interest or payments for 24 months. Don't miss out. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
See Star Wars Return of the Jedi made even more exciting as the North Carolina Symphony plays John Williams' thrilling score live. Thursday, May 2nd at 7:30. Friday and Saturday, the 3rd and 4th at 8 at Memendy Concert Hall in Raleigh. Tickets at NCSymphony.com. destiny.org.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Major International Soccer is coming to Raleigh this summer. Don't miss the current English Premier League champions Manchester City versus the current Scottish Premier League champions Celtic FC, playing July 23rd at Keenan Stadium at the University of North Carolina. This is going to be the event of the summer and your chance to watch some great soccer from two of the biggest teams in the world. Tickets are on sale now. Go to fcseries.com to purchase. July 23rd, Manchester City versus Celtic at Keenan Stadium. fcseries.com for tickets.
Are you struggling to get a good night's sleep? Look no further than Parkway Sleep. For 20 years, we have been your locally owned and operated sleep center.
I'm Brandon Giggling, president of Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Did you know that people are waiting a staggering 6 to 8 months for a sleep study at other sleep labs? At Parkway, we understand the importance of your sleep needs. That's why we offer openings within weeks, not months, saving you time.
Don't let sleepless nights take over your life. Visit us today at parkwaysleep.com. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
Nothing beats a Fairway Green lawn. Here's Kevin from Fairway Green. Time to get busy, right?
Yes, it's nice. We're starting to warm up, and time is running out to get that first application of pre-emergent crabgrass control down before that crabgrass starts to germinate. Both warm and cool season grasses need attention this time of the year. You want to make sure you're using the right products on your lawn this time of the year.
Nothing beats a Fairway Green lawn. Put them to work on yours now. Go to fairwaygreen.com to request a free online estimate or call 919-329-0095.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. Sam Hunt tickets the prize. Part of the Locked Up Tour with special guests Russell Dickerson and George Burge, coming to Coastal Credit Union Music Park on Saturday, July 27th. Competing today in the numbers game, we have Isaiah in Wake Forest and Jeff in Wilson. As always, we need a question to see who gets to go first. We pick our favorite answer. Isaiah in Wake Forest. It is Friday, so what is the highlight of your sports weekend? What are you most looking forward to this weekend, but it has to be sports related?
I'm going to say I have a soccer game this weekend, so that and seeing the Hurricanes close out the series tomorrow.
Solid. Personal answer, fandom answer. It's a good mix. Jeff and Wilson, you're next up. Same question to you. What is the highlight of your upcoming weekend, but it has to be sports related?
Probably watching the Pacers. I'm one of the lonely Pacer fans down here in North Carolina. So,
well, yeah, I really respect the fandom. I respect how you presented that, but we lean local when we're choosing the winners. So, Jeff, sit on the line, and we will we'll get to you. You'll have your chance, but Isaiah is going to get to go first. Isaiah, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, the way this works is you have to pick a category first. We have NFL, all number 1 picks. So these are all players drafted number 1. NFL, all number 2 picks. So these are all players drafted number 2 overall. NBA, current players only, or NHL, Canes, and Whalers only?
I'm going to go NFL, number 1 picks.
All right. This is obviously inspired by it being draft weekend. I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number. Do so as quickly as you can because there's 30 seconds on the clock. You do have 1 pass if you need it. Any last-second questions?
No, sir.
All right. You don't have to call me sir. Eventually, we're going to get numbers contestants to call me by my name.
Okay.
Dennis, you ready to roll? All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals.
12.
Incorrect. Jared Goff, Los Angeles Rams.
6.
Incorrect. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals.
9.
Correct. Trayvon Walker, Jacksonville Jaguars.
31.
Incorrect. Jared Goff, Los Angeles Rams.
16.
Correct. Myles Garrett, Cleveland Browns.
95.
Correct. Jamarcus Russell, Oakland Raiders.
Pass.
Trayvon Walker, Jacksonville Jaguars.
30.
Incorrect. Jamarcus Russell, Oakland Raiders. You got 3. It was methodical. You came back and you got him the next time. Joe Burrow, number 9. He was the first overall pick in 2020. Jared Goff, number 16. He was the first overall pick in 2016. Trayvon Walker, which you missed on, wears number 44. He was the first-round pick in 22. First overall pick in 22. Myles Garrett, you got that one with 95. He is from the 2017 draft. Jamarcus Russell wore number 2 with the Raiders. He from the 2007 NFL draft. So you got 3. Solid number. You'll be the leader in the clubhouse. Sit on the line. We'll see if it holds up.
Okay.
And that brings us to Jeff and Wilson. Jeff, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. Pick out of the remaining categories. They are NFL number 2 overall picks, NBA current players only, or NHL Canes and Whalers only.
Well, they're Canes and Whalers.
Okay. I thought maybe we'd go NBA after you identified as a Pacers fan, but NHL Canes and Whalers, great choice as well. So I'll give you the player and the team. I will say the team, even though we know it in this category, to keep it fair with the other categories. There's 30 seconds on the clock. You have 1 pass if you need it. You need 4 to win. Any last-second questions?
Nope.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Frederik Andersen, Carolina Hurricanes.
30.
I couldn't hear you. Say it again.
30.
Incorrect. Sean Hill, Carolina Hurricanes.
14.
Incorrect. Freddie Andersen, Carolina Hurricanes.
39.
Correct. What'd you say?
39.
Incorrect. Sean Hill, Carolina Hurricanes.
Pass.
Ethan Bear, Carolina Hurricanes. Your connection didn't help you out there, but I don't think you got him. Freddie Andersen wears number 31 for the Hurricanes. Sean Hill wore number 22 for the Hurricanes. And Ethan Bear wore number 25 for the Hurricanes. You were unable to come up with any of those, so unfortunately not going to get the prize, but hopefully you had some fun.
I did. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. And, just this one time for you, go Pacers.
Yeah, best of luck to your Pacers.
Is Reggie Miller still playing? I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. Halliburton. Come on now. Others also on the team. That means Isaiah and Wake Forest, you are the winner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You get to see Sam Hunt bring the summer heat to Coastal Credit Union Music Park on Saturday, July 27th for the Locked Up Tour with special guests Russell Dickerson and George Burge. Congratulations once again. Sit on the line. Dennis has some info he needs to get from you to make sure you can get your tickets, all right?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Freddie just had a great game last night. Feel like we weren't starting on hard there. But as I always say, it's different when you get the lights on and it's bright and the clock is ticking and I'm throwing names at you. So we appreciate everybody for playing and congratulations to the winner on getting the prize. Tomorrow, I want to remind everybody, the Canes, you can hear them right here on 99.9 The Fan. It is a hockey day in Carolina, kind of. It's a 2 o'clock puck drop, 1 o'clock storm watch. So all afternoon, you can get your Canes fix and pay attention to it if you have to be in the car. This is the best place to listen to it, and so tune in for that. Tonight, we have NFL draft coverage starting up in about 24 minutes. The draft coverage begins. So we hit the ground running when it comes to the draft as soon as the drive is over. That's the drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. Also going on right now, I need to tell you about my partners over at DraftKings Sportsbook. The chase for the cup is on. And if you're looking to light the lamp, nothing beats the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. DraftKings has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. This week, all North Carolina customers can place a pregame moneyline bet on Carolina. And if they lead by at least 2 goals at any time during the game, you win, even if they end up losing the game. It also just takes kind of that stress away, right? You bet on Carolina. If they get up by 2 goals in the first period like they did yesterday, right? You get 2 defenseman goals. You're up 2-0. Bada boom, bada bam. You know your bet's a winner regardless of what happens for the rest of the game. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD. That's TIMD. New customers bet $5 once you use code TIMD with no spaces. And bet $5, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code TIMD, TIMD, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. One early win per opted-in customer. Max bets limits apply. Token expires at the start of the game. See dkng.co/ice for wagering, eligibility, and terms. Dennis, I have to ask you something.
Yes.
Do we have more soccer tickets to
We
give
actually
away?
do. We have another pair. We have one final pair of soccer tickets that we can give away.
We should do that right now, correct?
Let's do it.
Caller number 9 at 919-860-5326 wins a pair of tickets to see Manchester City, members of the English Premier League, versus Celtic FC, members of the Scottish Premier League, on July 23rd at Keenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. Keenan Stadium, that is, in Chapel Hill. So if you want to see Man City, maybe one of the best teams in the world, take on Celtic FC, call in right now, 919-860-5326. Caller number 9 wins the tickets. We'll make our picks for the weekend coming up next. Stick around.
Getting ready to take on spring? Make your first move with the reliable performance and power of Steel battery tools. From hedge trimmers and mowers to string trimmers and more, save on select Steel battery tools. Right now, save $50 on the RMA 460V lawnmower battery set. Real Steel. Find yours at SteelDealers.com. With AK30 battery and AL101 charger. Offer valid for a limited time only while supplies last. See participating dealer for details.
Pulling up to Mickey D's just for drinks? Oh yeah, that's me. Nothing extra, just perfection and a straw. Coming in hot for the coldest cups on the block. Because there are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's.
Now get an ice cold lemonade, frozen Coca-Cola, or iced coffee. Any size for just $1.79.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
It's time to shop sparkling deals. It's Bailey's Fine Jewelry's multi-million-dollar inventory reduction sale. Going on now. Shop jewelry up to 60% off. Diamonds, watches, earrings, bracelets, necklaces, and rings are all on sale. The perfect time to shop for Mother's Day, anniversary, or engagement rings without breaking the bank. Shop the largest selection of luxury jewelry for less at Bailey's Big Sale. Learn more at BaileyBox.com.
Deals are happening at John Heister Chevrolet on brand new 2024 vehicles, like $2,500 off a Colorado, $4,000 off the Silverado 2500 Custom, or $6,000 off a Silverado 2500 High Country. With a 2010 or newer Chevrolet trade-in, get up to $5,500 off an Equinox LT, up to $7,000 off a Blazer RS, or up to $9,000 off the Silverado RST. Get off your keister and get to John Heister Chevrolet in Fuquay Arena. Together, let's drive.
The Body Armor State Games are coming to Charlotte this June. Registration is open to athletes of all ages and skill levels in 25 different sports. The Body Armor State Games feature 13,000 athletes and 700 teams. Don't miss out on North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Visit bodyarmorstategames.org today. The Body Armor State Games are proud to partner with Truist, Harris Teeter, and Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Body like a bag. Sam Hunt returns. Locked Up Tour.
The night I got locked up.
Saturday, July 27th, Coastal Credit Union Music Park, Raleigh. With special guests, Russell Dickerson.
It's in a boozy coma California.
And George Burge.
We'll have a house party we don't need.
Sam Hunt. On sale now at livenation.com. Part of the Mattress Warehouse Concert Series. New EP, Locked Up. Available now.
Tim Donnelly here for my friends at Zero Res. April showers bring May flowers. Well, how about this? Sitting on your couch in March brings crumbs and stains and spills on your carpet in April. That's where Zero Res comes in. Get your carpets cleaned. Not only is indoor air quality an issue year-round, but especially now that allergens and pollens are coming out of hibernation to invade your home. Get them all, the dust, the dander, everything out of your house using Zero Res. Get 3 rooms of your carpet Zero Resified starting at just $105, and if you get your air ducts cleaned, they'll clean your dryer vent for free. That's a $165 value. Call my friends at Zero Res right now. 919-995-0000 or go online at zeroresnc.com and say you want the 99.9 The Fan special. Zero Res. Spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same, and your house will smell clean.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Lowe's knows pros need the right tools for every job. That's why we sell the largest in-store selection of Klein tools anywhere. Find new items launching exclusively at Lowe's, like the self-leveling laser level for just $159.98. Plus, shop the Connect socket set for just $49.98. Get Klein tools in-store and online today. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
Get a great deal this spring on a new Train heating and cooling system. Train systems are engineered to keep up with you. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent Train dealer and learn more. It's hard to stop a train.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are nearing draft coverage here on 99.9 The Fan.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
15 minutes, basically. So that's coming up in a little bit. But before we get there, and oh, by the way, is this game that I'm watching live?
Yeah, the Pacers and the Bucks just tipped off the
Pacers are
5:30 game today.
Shout out to the contestant earlier during the numbers game who was excited for the Pacers.
That's
He
right.
said the highlight of his weekend was watching the Pacers play Milwaukee.
That'd be Jeff out there in Wilson.
So the highlight of his weekend just started. Way to go, Jeff. We also have to make our picks. I full disclosure, I never know which games we're picking. I try to do it on the spot. Dennis sets them up for us, so maybe we'll be picking in the Indiana Pacers against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Right? Live picks.
Live
That's what we're
pick.
doing here.
Hey, live betting, legal.
Hey, Pacers took a 3-0 lead. So there you go, Jeff.
There you go,
Jeff and Wilson. Your Pacers are up 3-0.
We're all
Let's
in on
go.
the Pacers for Jeff and Wilson. Dennis, go ahead and set them up so we can start making our predictions.
Well, actually, speaking of picks, make the pick. 39th overall, Carolina Panthers. What is your pick? We're going to change things up here a little bit today because it is the NFL draft. What's the pick for the Panthers at 39?
I will answer this question.
I know you will.
I will dislike answering this question because I don't know how the 6 picks before them are going to go.
Doesn't matter.
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
I would not hate that at all.
Maybe I'm putting it out into the universe, hoping it happens a little bit.
I would not hate that.
I think
I actually really would love that.
Kool-Aid McKinstry. I think Cooper DeJean, it's probably a pipe dream. I think he goes 33 or 34. I think someone might even trade up for him. But maybe McKinstry can slip through the cracks a little bit and continue to slide and end up at 39. But actually, that's if the pick is made. I don't think they make the pick. I think they trade back.
How far back do you think they trade?
Second third or last third of the second round. So they go back into the 50s somewhere, maybe mid 50s overall, and they pick up something on later in the draft.
Give me a pick, 65, first pick of the third round for the Carolina Panthers. Give me a name.
Ooh, 65. If he's there, Peyton Wilson.
Oh, gosh, that'd be awesome, right?
If he's there, Peyton Wilson. If he's not, probably maybe a wide receiver.
Troy Franklin might be around there at that time.
If Troy Franklin is there, I love that. If not, there's a whole host of them. But I'll go Peyton Wilson if he's there. I don't think he will be, but again, I'm putting good energy into the world.
Myself, like a lot of Carolina Panthers fans, I also am of the mindset that they also should draft a center. A guy by the name of Zach Frazier, West Virginia, might be floating around there. He's mocked at like
65?
that late second, early third at pick 65. Would not hate that either.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
All right, next one here.
I don't know. Center, you might be able to wait. But anyway.
Let's wait. It'd be pick 65, third round. I'd be okay with it.
I'm fine.
All right, next one. Let's go Canes Islanders tomorrow. Game 4, Canes Islanders, 1 o'clock Storm Watch right here on 99.9 The Fan. Puck drop just after 2 o'clock. Again, right here on 99.9 The Fan. Give it to me. Give me your Game 4 prediction. Canes Islanders.
I think I'm being so up. It's a Friday. Let's just be optimistic,
Let's
right?
do it.
Canes 4-1. I think
4-1. All right.
I think they slam the door.
Just
I think
lock it down.
I think it's the kind of game where the last 5 minutes everybody's going, can we just get out of here?
I just want to go home, guys.
It's been a long season for the Islanders.
Let's just go get something to eat.
4-1.
Let's go to dinner.
We have a whole bunch of picks for first goal scorer.
Oh yeah.
We had Nason in the first, came in during the break from William.
Mm-hmm.
We have Levi 1 and Levi 2 picking Gensel in the first, Shea in the first. I think there's maybe a rough start, and then once the floodgates open, the Canes win and win handily.
Okay, 4-1.
What are you going with?
My Canes prediction tomorrow, blow them out 5-1. They're going to start Varlamov. Semyon Varlamov is going to get the start for the Islanders tomorrow. He started games 1 and 2. They switched to Sorokin. They chased him after he gave up 3 goals. And you know what? They're going to rout Varlamov too for another 5. I know they only scored 4 against him in game 2. I get it. But you know what? Put 5 on them.
One was the empty netter.
Exactly.
If you jump early, I think if you get up 2 or 3 early, then 5 and 6 comes into play because I do think the Islanders might
crush hopes and dreams.
That's what I want them to do last game.
Crush hopes and dreams.
Do
it
They
again.
asked politely to shut the door rather than slamming the door.
Crush hopes and dreams.
I'm preaching to the choir on that one. I want a dominant victory just so I know they're alive.
All right, a team that the Carolina Hurricanes might face in the second round of the playoffs, the New York Rangers. They are in action tonight against the Washington Capitals, Game 3, so it's on the road in Washington. Give me a prediction. Rangers are up 2-0 in this series against Washington.
I think the Rangers. I think Washington's in over their head.
Oh, they're way over their head. Let's be real. Way over their head.
So do I have to give a score or am I just picking a winner?
Sure, just give me a score.
I'm going to stick with it. 4-1.
4-1. You're just gonna roll. That's my prediction for all of them. 4-1.
Let them just make a sign and just point to it. 4-1.
4-1.
Road team. 4-1.
Canes and Rangers are just destined to play each other again in the second round.
I agree with that. If Orlov and Kuzi were still on Washington, maybe a different beast. But
they're not.
But they're not. So the Canes get to benefit from their abilities. And 4-1 seems to be. By the way, that's like chalk. I think the over/under is 5 in that game overall.
Usually it's somewhere around 5.5.
With the Rangers favored by a goal and a half, so it's coming right in at 4-1. We're kind of right there in the mix. 4-1, 5-2, something like that.
Yeah, Washington doesn't have a chance in this series. They might win 1 of 2 at home just because, because I think Alex Ovechkin through 2 games has 1 shot on goal. Maybe 2.
That's crazy.
I think in the first game he had 0. I think he had 1, maybe got another one late in the game 2 the other night.
I saw game 1, he had no shots on goal.
Yeah.
And there was a stat going around that the last time he had a game with no shots on goal in the postseason was during the run to the Cup that they won. So it was like it's a canary in the mine.
It's a team of destiny
It's
here.
an omen. And then he did it again, and it was like, probably not great to do it again.
This one, we'll give this next one actually a shout out to Jeff and Wilson because his Pacers are playing right now. They're up 14-8 right now over the Bucks.
Give me Indy. Give me Indiana.
Pacers. About 6:55 left in the first quarter.
I believe Giannis isn't playing. That's important.
Giannis doesn't play. Give me the Pacers.
Yeah, give me Halliburton.
If Giannis plays, give me the Bucks.
That's probably surface level. I honestly have not watched a ton of Pacers basketball this year. I've watched a little bit.
I haven't either.
But it my surface level understanding is Giannis plays good. Giannis doesn't play bad for Milwaukee.
Couple more. Dallas Mavericks home against the LA Clippers. That series is tied 1-1. Game 3 tonight, 8:00.
Couple of Blue Devils on the Mavericks.
That's right.
Kyrie Irving, Derek Lively, you once held his shoe.
I know. I saved his shoe. I didn't just hold his shoe. I saved his sneaker from a mob of people running onto Wallace Wade Stadium after the Blue Devils upset Clemson in football to start this past football season. I saved his sneaker.
I actually watched a decent amount of Game 2 in this series.
Okay.
I think it was Game 2. Whichever one Kawhi played in, I watched that one.
Okay.
Kawhi did not look explosive.
No, gosh, it's just
so if he continues to do that, give me the Mavs to win the game.
okay. I can never bet against Luka Doncic, so I'm gonna go Mavs in this one.
He does a lot of stuff that's just like, really? Like, actually, it's a very similar moment to we were watching Syracuse in the ACC championship game, and I have been covering Joe Girard, who played for Syracuse.
Oh, the ACC tournament?
Since
Yeah.
he was in high school. Not the ACC championship, ACC
When
tournament.
they played NC State, yeah.
But this was the game before they played NC State.
Oh, okay,
So
yes.
we were just watching before we left, right? It's there. Why not? I don't forget who they were playing. And I remember telling you, I don't know why Joe Girard doesn't shoot every time he touches it. And then he had like 3 or 4 straight possessions where like he had the ball at the end of the shot clock and he had to shoot. And I don't think the net moved. It was just choo, choo, choo. And he 9 points on 3 threes. And I was like, see, I don't know why he doesn't do that. He's an unbelievable shooter. My entire existence watching Luka Doncic is the same thing. Every once in a while, he hits that Harden step back to his left, and he's 30, 32 feet from the bucket, and it's just good. And I'm going, I don't think anyone can stop that, Luka. I don't know why you don't do it every play. And I know it's not that easy, but I think it might be that easy for him. So, yes, I'm with it. I think the Mavs win.
By the way, real quick, they have the Carolina. This is the mock draft here on ESPN for round 2.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina Panthers taking Marshawn Nealon, the edge rusher from Western Michigan, at 39. That's a mock.
That to me is like safe pick. And they don't seem to be picking safe. That's going to do it for us. We got to get you to the draft coverage, right? That's what we're talking about. So that's coming up in just a couple of minutes. We'll be back on Monday at 3 to break down the whole weekend. Hopefully it's a lot of good stuff. Subscribe to us on YouTube, 99.9 The Fan. Thank you to everybody that sent in first goal scores. For Dennis, myself, and everyone here, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.